Toma, Vamos a hacerlo esquizo. Disfruto un panorama, el drama sin pantalla plana. Al devenir del marketing, un arlequín del Sinaí me habla. Duendes y hadas, me apaga la pava, me aclara la rabia importada. Es la peor cruzada. Prostituta con sueños de monja, todavía se moja. Le meto reja hasta con la guata floja. Por las cuevas te acomplejas, donde se aloja el mal. Si se te oxida el maxilar en orar el Corán. Ese dolor es temporal, cholaco. Que yo no me llamo Lito y tú no eres polaco. Pero está flaco un día más que peco. Seré guanaco ni huevón en nuco. Suficiente con tu grupo y el muñeco es trapo. Abro cerebro, no los lavo. Al buen entendedor todo le queda claro. Los malos triunfaron, no es de Cristo la codicia por el oro, las hogueras, los esclavos. Tampoco tanto tarado robando estrado. ¿Quién es el jurado? Tu pecado es el bocado. El predicado estaba equivocado. Ha guardado la paz, vas a pegarla de santa porque la fe es un mercado que está ligado al Estado. Puño que se levanta, queman las llantas, queman la renta. Esa revolución nadie la inventa. Con casi 30 y sigue pensando en ventas. Pura mierda, se encuentra Dios en tus palabras. Las mías son puertas porque me tientas al instinto. Planta que me alimentó, pronto alimento en plantas. Entiendo el ciclo, no paga el circo. Menos de 5 desde ese disco en brinco. No era distinto ni en el intro. Bro, en esta ocasión lo que diva tu mandíbula me llega a la glándula. La farándula no es mi rubro. Mi otro yo defeca en la meca, la métrica, la discoteca. Solo un hipócrita predica poca ética. ¿Y tú qué tal? Bro, en esta ocasión lo que diga tu mandíbula me llega a la glándula. La farándula no es mi rubro. Mi otro yo defeca en la meca, la métrica, la discoteca. Solo un hipócrita predica poca ética. ¿Y tú qué tal? ¿Quieres ser fighter, tener aguante? Que la gente levante la mano al verte, sentirte importante. Pero primero tienes que pararte. Pueden golpearte tan fuerte que vas a tener que meterte cepillo por el culo para poder limpiarte los dientes. Te empalagas de la sociedad y sus llagas. En la nada naufraga como una plaga que todo lo traga. ¿Quién eres tú para saber que es prole si no pagas lo que comes? Sigue en tu mundo de anime, si no te me arrimes. Tu novela no se eleva al cine. Por más que alucines, patanes son patines. A veces 13 te quieren coser, entonces no camines si no conoces. Si te importa más lo que dicen que lo que haces, posiblemente fracases y termines con frases en alquiler. Sé que no soy líder, tampoco dealer. No soy Fidel ni Miller, solo el que escribe por una patria grande. Libre de evangelios, demonios y ogros. Es todo tu odio, cara a cara cambias de floro. Saco tu esfera posera de globo. Si en tu parodia la creas, faltan ideas. Guardo metáforas aéreas para dejarle tarea por si perreas. Si uno rapea y el que se recursea es el que te marquetea, te pulsea y te pasea. Plaza Bea ya pejamea. A la cana con tu chicha como con Magali. Prospecto de Cipriani, no llegarás ni a Noni. Con tu colita de pony, lo hago con pana y sin company. Mejor pa' ti, falsos MCs morirán en flashes como Lady Di. Revolucionario, mochilero, séptimo hijo de un obrero. Conoció el amor donde el clero gasta su dinero. Pero soy pordiosero del saber en una torre de Babel. Dejo este papel, único placer post-mortem. Obtén la fama con tu farsa y piensa. El cuarto clavo es tu iglesia. Me recordaron cierta tendencia a perder la elegancia. A tu vacío pasión por popularidad. Solo pon un .com, te compraron. Toma, 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 Rap sigue siendo un trulo en busca de fósforo. Respiro áspero y caen las máscaras del circo. Mirar dentro de sí, dejando nada entre paréntesis. La dosis de un lápiz psicosomático. Manías atrapadas en calumnias de columnas amarillas. Concubinas y abortistas de categoría. Los mantengo al día. 2008. Resistencia
Él murió en la cruz por tus pecados y por los míos. Para decirle a nuestro Dios,
hablas pura hueá, la grasó, hablas pura hueá.
Y quiero decirte en esta noche,
y te saludan y después a tus espaldas te están tirando. El muñeco es trapo.
Saludo a toda la gente de Perú. Pero voy para la Perú.
No te llamas Lito, yo no soy polaco.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material in use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Yo, 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 yo. Las líneas que parten el mundo. Yo, el meridiano.
Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc.
En una simple frase te explicaré cómo es mi gente. Si maltratas a un carnal, te devora la serpiente. Emplumada, va en picada, desquiciada el águila real. Le arrancará la cabeza a quien dañó su nopal.
Somos un ejército cautivo esperando la señal pa' comerme al enemigo. Huitzilopochtli, dime si es rival o amigo. Que del ejército mexica tus guerreros siguen vivos.
Soy un monstruo con la pluma, mis rimas envenenadas. Hoy me llaman Quetzalcóatl, soy la serpiente emplumada. Dueño de la tempestad y del tempo está muy claro. Un diluvio de verdad, en la instrumental soy Tlaloc.
Certero en mi disparo, y Luis Camino, el flechador del cielo. Pero con rimas, cultura de mi tierra que nunca se acaba. Con águilas y estrellas que vuelan desde la nada. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc.
Como aquí, bro, te juro no existen dos. Si voy a creer en alguien, solo va a ser en mi Dios. Yo me encomiendo a mi madre, que me cuida y me protege entre sierras. Amor de tonas y playa, sí, amor de mi madre tierra.
El que nunca falla, el de sangre maya. El que va dejando huellas al que buscan y no hallan. El que da la talla, el que triunfa y calla. Al que copian y se basan, soy el calendario maya. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc.
Yo soy guerrero de orgullo moreno. Mis dioses son verdaderos. Tlacozontli es el que cuida mis caminos y senderos.
Mi tierra pinta paisajes de autor, la naturaleza es una obra de amor donde el artista se expresa. Mira y aprecia el arte de Xochipilli, mi diosa de la belleza.
La guerra, el arte tienen cercanos roces. Netzahualcóyotl, rey con tintes de dioses. Un guerrero, poeta y muy pocos lo conocen. Hoy te lo recuerdo yo, el Sensontle y 400 voces.
Guerreros y leyendas que la historia a veces calla. Dioses de un ayer, de un hoy y de un mañana. Yo me encomiendo a Cuauhtémoc y Pachita es quien me sana. En mi sangre sigue viva la cultura mexicana.
Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno. Ande donde ande, no olvido de dónde vengo. Traigo la sangre de un indio todoterreno. En fuego como un 10 son los pies de Cuauhtémoc. Que sepa el mundo que soy de orgullo moreno.
Shalom, family. Shalom, fam. Shalom, fam. I don't know who's here. I see your message, Elishua. Feliz noche. Feliz Sabbath. Okay. Sabbath. I know you keep them on Friday and Saturday. To anybody else, you guys already know. Anyways, I don't have to explain it. I'm just gonna get to the class right away. I am gonna try to limit the time that I'm on this live. So let's get to it, okay? It's an important topic, I think. I called it. Well, there's a lot. There was a couple angles to go with this class, right? But the one that really just came to mind was the destruction of the Horites. Okay, and you guys are gonna know what I'm talking about eventually. So for you that are family, great. Thank you, brothers, for appreciating it. You sisters too, for appreciating what I bring out and for your support. And I don't mean no money. I'm talking about spiritual support, because that's what prolongs me. Y'all pray for me, because regardless of, you just got to be mindful of everybody, family. So before I get started, I want to just share this with you guys. I want you guys to know this. Whatever I share with you, it's a purpose. Okay. I'm showing you guys the path that I took. And instead of some of y'all going through it in the long route, I'm trying to show you how I went through it. And Lord willing, you can follow it. Keep in mind that I was always meek since the beginning. Okay. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this understanding. I didn't go into it with this understanding. Remember, I was a bottom barrel bum. But the Most High might have seen, I don't know, something in me, which I still have a hard time finding. Lord willing, I continue to grow. Proverbs 26:12 says, "Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit?" So let me read that in this way. The most stupid fool is better off than those who. I don't like that translation. I don't think that's even what it means. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit, or seest thou a man that is stuck in his own understanding, so to speak? There's more hope of a fool than of him. So when I came in, I was here. I was a fool, fam. I called myself a fool. Everything that I thought I knew, I got rid of it. I didn't go in with my own understanding. That's why 2nd Ezra 14:34 says that. Proverbs 27:2. Since we're there, might as well go to the next one, and I'll move on. Let no other man, or let another man praise thee, and not thy own mouth. That's a heavy point, family. You know, this is not what I asked for. I don't ask for praises from y'all. Never do it yourself. Never say I did this. Never say I went through more things than you did. Never say I know more than you do, in the sense of being in your own conceit. Because I don't know everything. I haven't traveled everywhere. I flew a plane once. But in my walk, man, I've been in the sales business so long, on the phone, right? I must have talked to billions of brains, right? Conversations I've had. Be surprised how much you learn about people. It says, let no other praise you, even strangers. Never do it yourself. So I never asked for this. I asked the Most High to give it to someone else, because I don't know this path, man. I don't have a, like the secret sauce, like, hey, I got this. No, I don't. I'm only showing you guys my path. You either accept it or you don't. You either apply what I share or you don't. Hold on, let me turn this off. This is probably making that. This, no wonder. Give me a second, family. If you guys were hearing a mic and an echo, it's the computer I got, or the camera I got also holds mic. So I apologize for that. I think you guys can hear me. Yes, perfect. Somebody would have told me. So again, let no other person praise you. I mean, let other man praise thee, not thy own mouth. A stranger and not thy own lips. There's a scripture that talks about there's a scripture that you find in the New Testament in Matthew, I believe, and it talks about wisdom is seen by the children. So meaning what I share with y'all, that wisdom is seen in your growth. Is it helping you? Am I helping you guys? Because if you're just here just to kind of kill time and chill, fuck, man, y'all can find something else, bro. There's a lot of camps out there that are debating people day and night. Very entertaining. Very entertaining. You know, very entertaining, family. You can do that all day, man. One thing you're not going to find here is entertainment. There'll be times where there's intensity in my classes. There'll be times where there's peace, but there's times for everything. Right now, I'm just getting warmed up. But I want to make sure that you guys understand this, man. I don't know everything, nor do I say I know everything, and never will I praise myself, ever. I don't know more than you guys, but I do know this. I have more experience than a lot of people that I've spoken to. I am almost 47, and I took a long way to get here. I'm just showing you guys my path, not a shortcut, just the route that the Most High took me through. You guys apply it, or you don't. It helped me. So if me particularly, one thing I learned, I'll just say this and I'll move on. When I was walking in those rooms, I didn't know how to get sober. So I did depend on other people, you know, to show me. And I didn't like how some of them talked to me. And I didn't like that they knew more about sobriety than I did. And I didn't like that maybe they were just better people at that time than I was. And maybe those things that were running through me didn't allow me to grow quicker. But the one thing I did keep in mind was they knew more than me. I saw it because they walked it. They were bottom barrel drunks, 30 years sober. You see, that's how the Most High kind of like started pounding on me to kind of get me ready for the real deal, the laws. You know, that's the real deal, man. But there's a different of opinion now on how we're supposed to keep them. Apparently so. Let's move on, family. So anyways, let's start with this. Isaiah 8:19. Okay. So again, the class is regarding the Horites. You guys, I think, know who the Horites are. So let's get started, man. I like this part here. Let me switch this around. So you guys that are just looking at the screen, it says here, verse 19, and when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their God, for the living to the dead, to the law and to the testimony? If they speak not according to his word, it is because there is no light in them. That's milk. That's basic standard milk, fam. Y'all should know that in case you have your own. But that's basics milk. To the law and to the testimony. If they don't speak according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Okay. Just keep that in mind, family. So if you hear people teaching certain ways, but then all of a sudden you see a particular type of spirit peaking. And we're talking about now brothers here that believe in the whole volume of the book. Okay. I want to make sure that you guys understand. This is not an Old Testament channel. I believe in the so-called Old, the New, and the Apocrypha. I don't see. I mean, I've been reading other stuff. I've shared with y'all Jubilees, but that's my main source. I'm never gonna move from it, and that's what's continuing. See, the works, your works. I mean, meaning your manifestation of yourself among your family. I'll say this. Listen to what it says. Great point, because I answered with Proverbs. Maybe the Most High had that in my spirit. All praise to the Most High. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there's no light in them. So what I did, family, I'm just going to share with you something. Before I started teaching other people, right, I started learning first for myself. And then once I was able to teach my family, I started teaching other people. I didn't go to other men and try to teach them if I can't teach my wife, if I can't teach my children, if they don't know the laws and I'm trying to tell other men to believe what they believe, I think you guys are very logical. It doesn't work. So I had to work on myself first, right? I had to break that ground, get rid of that clod. Matter of fact, let me touch on that right now, man. I'm going to go here real quick. I need you guys to understand this. All right. And I was sharing this with some brothers, man. And I want you guys to know that this particular is our instructions on how to harvest trees and stuff like that, right? And plant. But it's really also talking about us. Leviticus 19:23. Well, first of all, remember Mark 2, I believe, or 4 talks about, I see men as walking as trees, right? Messiah cleans his eyes and he's like, I see men walking as trees. It's a hint. It's a hint. So now, Leviticus 19:23. And when ye shall come into the land, and ye have planted all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised. 3 years shall it be uncircumcised unto you, and it shall not be eaten of. But in the 4th year, ye shall but in the 4th year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy to praise to the Lord withal. Step 3. And the 5th year, ye shall eat of the fruit of thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am the Lord your God. Right? Hey, shalom, bro. I appreciate you, man. Shalom, bro. Al. So, anyways, it says here. So let's go back to verse 23. When ye shall come into the land, ye shall have plant all manner of trees for food. Now that's common. That's very easy to understand, right? It's simple. But keep in mind that this is also a parable. This land is your mind. Okay? This land is your mind. All right? So it says here, when you go plant in this tree, which is you, so to speak, in the first 3 years, you're gonna have to break that ground. You're gonna have to plow that land. You're gonna have to get rid of the clods. You're gonna have to get ready for the what do you call it? The furrows. You got to create the furrows, right? Like, you know, the division when they're like kind of like this, yeah. And then you plant it. That takes time. So in a sense, let's just say on average, it takes a brother or a sister, specifically a brother I'm talking to, about 3 years for you to get rid of these clods. You see, that's why when you go into First Peter 2:1, it says, wherefore laying aside all malice and all guile and all hypocrisies and envies and all evil speaking, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. So in those 3 years, honestly, family, you're just going to be stuck in the milk, but it's because you got to get rid of this crap, the malice, all the guile, all the hypocrisies, all the envy. And that takes about a solid 3 years without a doubt, maybe more for some of y'all. If you think about how hard-headed you guys are, and let's keep it real, Ox 19:23. And when ye shall come into the land and shall have planted all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof uncircumcised, meaning you can't eat it because it's all unclean. Everything you're getting rid of is unclean. That tree is just setting its root. It's just giving unclean fruit. You're the same way. The first 3 years, man, you got to dig, you got to work on yourself, you got to really renew that mind. But on the 4th year, all your fruit thereof shall be holy to praise to the Lord. And then now, when you are prepared, when you are ready, then listen, in those 3 years, you're obviously growing within yourself because you're trying to teach your family. So let me add that. If you're married and you're growing in those 3 years, you got to bring your family along. You can't neglect them. That first 3 years or 4, however it takes, that's for you to learn with them. You grow with them because you're a tree and they need to be that particular type of, let's say, bird to hide under your tree. They need to be nurtured under that tree. So you got to grow, but you got to bring them along. And those 3 years, that takes hella growth. It takes hella breaking on the ground. Now, on the 4th year, that's when you start technically saying, you know what? Or 4th or 5th, however you want to see it, man. You're ready to like start working for the Lord and the fruits thereof will go for him, right? The work, the tokens that he gave you. So now you got to multiply them, but not for you. They're not for you just yet because you still got to go through levels. You got to go to marital problem. You got to go to personal belief problem. You got to go then find out who you really are. And that's the scary shit. Excuse my language. Then it says, and in the 5th year, ye shall eat the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you. So now you start seeing the fruits within you. But there's a process. There's a process, family. Hosea 10, watch this real quick. All right. Now we're talking about land. We're talking about harvesting. In case you guys don't know, when you go plant a tree and you see a dry ground, it's right here. This is what we do. This is what we're doing to our minds. All right. This is what we're doing to our spirit. This is what we're doing right now to who we are according to the Bible. We're rooting ourselves properly because we've been harvesting wickedness, man. Without real understanding. All of you guys are walking around with no understanding. Look, I told the brother, I've told people before. And matter of fact, when I came out of these camps, bro, I was scared because I looked around and I'm like, this is a jungle out here, man. You got this brother believing this brother believing that brother believing that, this brother believing this, blah, blah, blah. Regardless of what you guys want to say about these so-called West camps, the one I came out of, fortunately, the Most High had me really disciplined. But see, I applied it. They didn't apply it. I applied it. I took it upon myself to apply it. Those 3 years were not easy. They're rigorous work. Let's go. For Hosea 10 and 9. Actually 10 and 10. It is my desire that I should chastise them, and the people shall be gathered against them when they shall bind themselves in their 2 furrows. So what are furrows? Let me show you real quick, okay? Furrows. Oh, come on, bro. Don't be messing with me now. Give me a second, family. Furrows. Come on. All right. This is the furrows right here, family. Right here. You see this? When you break ground, you got to do that line because that's where the seed goes, okay? So pay attention. It says, it is my desire that I should chastise them, and the people shall be gathered against them when they shall bind themselves in their 2 furrows, kind of like the 2 sticks coming together, okay? Then it says, and Ephraim is a heifer that is taught, and loveth to thread out the corn, but I passed over her fair neck. I will make Ephraim to ride, Judah shall plow. Plow. What is plow? Plowing. Plowing. Breaking dirt, right? Breaking dirt. Getting it ready, right? Getting it ready. And Jacob shall break its clods. What are clods? So what exactly are clods? I've never heard of clods, right? Images, clods. So clods, not clouds. Okay. This is clods right here, family. About 6 inches under the dirt or something like that. You that know about, landscaping, you guys understand that before you plant anything, you got to get rid of the clods, meaning that gray clay-like material that's about 6 inches under the rocks. If you don't get rid of those clods, your roots, you won't root well. You won't root at all. The sun will just burn it. Sow yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground. Fallow ground. Check this out. Fallow ground. Uncultivated, dry. See that? That's technically how we are. We're broken, we're separated, we're dry. Family, this is a serious walk for you guys that are probably new to listening to me. You're not going to get it in a year. You're not. And anyhow, let's continue. Ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity. Ye have eaten the fruits of lies, because thou trusted in thy ways and in the multitude of thy mighty men. So again, I wanted to bring that point. It brings me back to the actual, what's going on? To the actual process, family. It's not easy, man. It's just not easy. So let's go back to Isaiah real quick. Sorry for the little sideway here. But Isaiah 19 and 20. And it reads, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Okay. Now let's go to Ezekiel. Here's what I want to show you guys. Ezekiel 12. Is that what I wrote down? Okay, cool. Ezekiel 12:23. No, that's not it. Ezekiel. Come on, bro. Ezekiel 12:23. So somebody reads. It says, tell them therefore, thus say the Lord God, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand and the effect of every vision, for there shall be no more any vision nor flattering divinations within the house of Israel. So first things first, fam, whoever says that they have a dream and they came up with the 12 tribe chart. First of all, that's divination. Okay, don't believe that stuff. That's number one. Okay, so let's make sure that we understand that. It says here, for there shall be no more any vain vision. Oh, I saw the Messiah and I know what he looked like. Nah, man. No. All these people, no, man. No, we don't have that ability anymore. We're nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. We're too filthy. We're too dirty. Are you guys not realizing that this earth has waxed old and iniquity is prevailed? That means there's actually there's hardly any goodness in us. And you want to tell me that you got dreams, that you see people, that you saw the Messiah and he's this black color and shit, and all, excuse my language. No, man. No. Or that, oh, you know what? I got this dream, and this dream told me to go teach this particular people because they're the real Israelites. Isn't that what One West said? That's what Matthew said, or some other guy that he works with. Anyways, let me show you this book. Show you this book, fam. That's why it talks about divinations, and it talks about not dealing with spirits, and it talks about people that talk about dealing with spirits, and it talks about a bunch of different things. This book is called The Perils of the Republic of the United States of America. It was written in, it says publication date 1899, but it says about 1867. Okay, so I'm going to go to page 161. I'm going to show you something. Stay with me, family. And I'm kind of lagging, so let me hurry up. There I go talking about side stuff. Hold on, there it goes right here. Is it right here? Okie dokie. Page 62. I think it's right here. Give me a second. Da, 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 da. 62. Give me a second, family. Oh, 61 and 62. Okay. Let me start in over the Apostasy Republic, Bible, Revelation. I have it. I have the book, family, and I thought it would look the same on this. Please bear with me, all right? Just give me a second. All right, here it goes right here. Wait, hold on. Here it goes right here. Give me a second. Both. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. By the way, it's really hot in here. Maybe that's why I'm losing my mind. Let's see. Let me look for Sodom real quick, because I really had this page. It should be here. 162, I believe. Okay, let's go here. To the city because of Christ, Corona. Let's see. Okay, then the Lord made rain upon Gomorrah, but the stone, and the people will be sent. So Gomorrah consulted. Hold on a second, family. And then the Lord rained upon Gomorrah. All right, so I apologize. I really don't know why this is happening to me right now. I had this on my phone here. Let me see. Man, this is so whack, bro. The book is called. Give me a second. Perils, right? Stupid. Give me a second, family. And there it goes right here. Perils. Let me see. Market 165, 161, 24. Okay. Here it goes right here. Oh, perfect. Okay. Thank you very much. All right, cool. Sounds good. All right, here it goes right here. Thank you, and family. I apologize. All right. It goes right here. I'll start with moreover. Okay. So if you guys see it, let me magnify it here real quick. Let me get out the way. Here. Boom. Okay. Remember the book. Remember the name of the book. Here's a link. I can have it. And also, so there's camps that try to use the history of this book and try to say that there's prophecy that you're teaching. IOIC is one of them. This is where Nate the Snake took out the whole revelation of like the two horns being Democrats and Republicans. That's where you read it. There's no prophecy. He just read it and copied it. It's like they copy and repaste it and relabel it and make it like, I'm this great prophet. I got this way great understanding. It's a lie, man. Anyhow, moreover, it was a state of it was a state composed of this apostasy of a republican to imperialism. It was such a state with which the apostate church of the early days, the man of sin of the Bible, united, and this union made the papacy, the first beast of the Bible, as mentioned in Revelation 13. In the same 13th chapter of Revelation, it is written, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Here is depicted the rise of the United States coming up peacefully out of the earth instead of forming amidst long years of tumult and fighting, as was the case with all the other powers. It is represented as having two horns like a lamb. A horn in prophecy signifies power, and the two great principles which have given power to the United States and made her what she is today are Protestants and Republicans. All he did was just put Democrat here. And now he's this great prophet, supposedly Elijah himself. You guys are worshiping a man that was given this information, because I know he don't know how to read because he reads shit out of context. So I'm sorry. You're not very bright, Nate. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. Because I'm finding everything you read, and it literally proves that you're a fake. Now, where's the other part that I was looking for, man? Come on, here, where it goes right here. I have 65 power, great power, the Protestants, the humors. Hold on a second, family. I was looking for the point here. I want to make the point before I leave it, because that's not what I'm reading this only for. And I apologize because I did have this organized, but I guess maybe got a little distracted. My bad. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. Forget it. Let's move on. I'll deal with it another time. Okay. Now, let me check this out at least. At least we can move on to this one. I'll bring it up another class, fam. I'm not gonna waste too much time on that. Let's go to Numbers real quick. And I apologize, man. It's gonna take too long to find it. Let's go to Numbers real quick. Numbers 13. 27 and 32. I just want to point something out real quick, okay? Because in this book, you find these kingdoms. What I wanted to stress was in this kingdom, right? See. Yeah, I won't find it. Anyways, it talks about the transgressions. It talks about certain kingdoms having certain transgressions and how the Most High punished those kingdoms. He mentions the Horites. He mentions Sodom and Gomorrah. And then he mentions this country. Now, one thing that I keep seeing is a particular people in those three nations: Horites, Sodom and Gomorrah, and America. I see that a lot. And as we go into the class, you let me know who you think this is. And they told him and said, I'm sorry, Numbers 13:27. And he told him and said, we came unto the land whither thou sentest us, and surely it flowed with milk and honey. And this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwelt in the land, and the cities are walled and very great. And moreover saw children of Anak. There the Amalekites dwelled in the land of the south, and the Hittites, and the Jebusites, and the Amorites that dwelled in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwelled in the sea by the coast of Jordan. Okay? So, matter of fact, you know what? It's perfect time because let me bring this out real quick because I just remembered. Just remembered, man. All praises to the Most High. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. And bear with me, family. Trust me, I'm not having fun in here, man. It's hella hot. Okay. Give me a second. I'm looking for them. Just reminding me. We see this right here, fam. The Amorites. The Amorites. The Amorites. The Amorites. Okay. Let's go to page here. And we know who the Amorites are, or who their descendants of. It says here on page 158, the same God who watched over the nation of the Amorites and destroyed them when their cup of iniquity was full. The same God who kept records of the gay pleasures and grievous sins of the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, and who consumed them in the fearful flames when they had passed under the unseen line, The same one also kept watch over the Republic of Rome and is keeping watch over the Republic of the United States of America. Now, fam, I'm going to tell you something. There's a nation of people that you see here consistently. And these in America, in Rome, in Sodom and Gomorrah, and the Amorites. And then watch, you're going to find out something too. Numbers 13, 27. I'll go to 30. I'm sorry, 29, 30. Then it says, and Caleb still the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. But the men that dwelled up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. Okay? So we're dealing with a nation, a very so-called powerful nation, a big nation of people, right? That's into, whoremongering, promiscuousness, adultery, fornication, LGBTQ or homosexuality, however you want to say it. God knows what else. He only knows, right? We keep seeing these people. So I'm going to show you this book now because these guys are also relatives. But before I do, let me go to Isaiah 57. Watch this real quick. Isaiah 57, verse 4, it says, against whom do you sport yourself? Against whom make you a wide mouth and draw out the tongue? Are ye not children of transgression, of the seed of falsehood, inflaming yourselves with idols under every green tree, slaying the children in the valleys under the cliff of the rock? Now, pay attention to this, okay? Under the cliff of the rock. You see, this here is talking about who? Israel, right? But we fall to idolatry. And what was the one thing that the Most High said not to follow? He said, don't follow the Canaanite way. He said it many times to us. But you hard-headed guys and girls, you guys don't listen. Okay? Inflaming yourselves with idols under every green tree, slaying the children in the valleys under the cliff of the rock, meaning sacrificing your children. Yeah. Watch this real quick. This is a book from the Amorite. What a coincidence. It's called Bible Sidelights from Mount of Gezer, a record of excavation and discovery in Palestine of 1907. Ooh, this is going to hurt y'all. Shalom, family. It's going to hurt you guys. I'm sorry. Try to tell you. Watch this real quick. Let's go to this real quick. First of all, we're going to find out about the foundation of sacrifice, right? We're going to talk about also a couple things. I'm not going to stay too long in this. We're going to talk about all these things. Not all the where you at? The children, the sacrificing of children, the burning at the stake. And check this out. Watch this real quick. Let's start here. The Horites. Okay. Now people are going to go, now one was going to be like, oh, those are cave dwellers, man. And then the Esau, got them out. Yeah, but the Horites. You need to find out who they're related to. Who are the Horites related to? Ak are related to who? The Hittites. Who are the Hivites? I'm sorry. In case you guys don't know, the Horites are relatives of the Canaanites. Yeah, Horites are of Canaan. The Horites initially appear in the Torah as being members of Canaanite coalition. Hold on a second.
Gotcha, bitch.
Thank you. The other cave is yet more interesting. Now, I'm going to skip that because it says, within this channel, an animal might be placed for slaughter, the blood being allowed to trickle through the hole in the roof of the cave. The cave was probably regarded as the habitation of earth gods. Horites believe this. Family of you Canaanites. Okay? Don't run from who you related to. You want to include all your people? Well, here you go. To whom the blood was poured out as a sacrifice. The pouring out of blood as well as other liquids as offering in a familiar idea or familiar spirits. A well-known instance of David pouring out water. But that's water, not blood. Right? Water, bullock was to be poured out beside the altar. Remember, Canaan knew the laws. And he was to teach the children the laws. Refers to the pourings of drink offerings to various divinities. Now, let me go ahead and go here. Let's see this one. Is it this one that I'm looking for? No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Okay, there we go. Just gonna go through this real quick, family. Is this the page? Let's read it right. Yeah, man. That's it, bro. Yeah, Elisheva, that's right. That is right. Listen to this here, okay? This is from Boaz, Kings 7, 1 Kings 7:21. And Hosea, picturing the Israelite captivity, says, the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without sacrifice, and without pillar, and without ephod, and without teraphim. It says special charge was laid on the Israelites to destroy the pillars of the Canaanites whom they supplanted. Okay? There's a reason why the Most High said, get rid of these people. IOCK Israelite only camp killer. I'll praise, bro. Peace, blessings. There can be no doubt that with the pillars there was associated a Asherah. So now let's continue. Let's go about these more sacrifices. It's experiences of sacrificing, right? Because it's iniquity of Amorites. That's why we read earlier. We read earlier that the Most High destroyed the Amorites because of their iniquity. The Most High destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah because of their iniquity. The Most High destroyed Rome because of their iniquity. And who do we constantly see among those nations? You be the judges. Watch this real quick, okay? Page 71. Of the nature of high places worshipped, Isaiah has preserved for us a vigne. And I believe that's Isaiah 52, if I'm not mistaken, verse 5. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, please. In the volume verse, it says, Are ye not children of transgression, a seed of falsehood, that inflame yourselves among the oak under the evergreen tree? We read that. That slay the children, I guess that's Isaiah 57. That slay the children in the valley under the cliffs of the rock, right? Among the smooth stones of the valley and thy portions. They are thy lot. Even to them hast thou poured a drink offering. Thou hast offered an oblation. Then it says, shall I be pleased for the kings? Upon a high or lofty mountain hast thou set thy bed? Because, again, we were not supposed to follow the ways of the Canaanites, especially the Amorites, because they were the first ones doing this. Okay, I'm going to show you something too. And behind the doors, any post that has set up thy memorial. Okay, I think I read that. Well, I'm looking for something. Here it goes. All right, so I'm going to start right here. The second, page 73. The second stone of the Gezer row of the pillars may have been anointed. The sacrifice of children. Read that again, okay? I'm sorry, tell myself that. Let me read that again. The sacrifice of children and the general atmosphere of licentious pervading the whole worship. What does that word mean? Let's check it out. I don't know what it means. I'm curious. Oh, come on, man. Hold on a second, fam. What does that mean? Come on, bro. It means promiscuous. Oof. Okay, cool. Sexual matters, like really extreme desires, right? The sacrifice of children and the general atmosphere of lasciviousness or concupiscence or high perversion, right? High wickedness, homosexuality. God knows what else they're trying to add to that other, alphabet. I got to watch my words, fam. It says pervading the whole worship. All of these are illustrated by the Gezer high place. We have already sufficiently alluded to the tree. Didn't we read that earlier? And the stone. Didn't we read that earlier? The stone worship. And of the last of the above features, it is necessary to say no more than that the character of numerous images left there, evidently as votive offerings, testify to the immoral character of the worship. Listen to this, family. There remains a sacrifice of children. Copyright disclaimer.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Gotcha, bitch.
Are we not? Shut up, man. Are we not seeing this all over again? Do we not see abortions? Are we not seeing our children supposedly being not supposedly being taken at the border, saying they can't find them, and all of a sudden we hear so-called stories? Psalms 106:10. Let me read that, bro. I got you. Let me read it. Psalms 106, verse 34. It reads, "They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works." Oof, this is good, bro, because you know what? In this book, you're going to find out that now we know with the story of the so-called Rastecas, which we Mexicas, that we were supposed to be sacrificing, our children, and this is where it came from them. But now we're seeing a trace of. I got you, bro. I'm gonna follow. Don't worry, I'm gonna follow. We see a trace of these things, right? So let me start at verse 34. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. Are we not learning their works? Are we not trying to match them to music or dancing or style? Come on, man. Get off of that, bro. It's wisdom that supersedes everything. And it says, "And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils." They sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. Sorry, I had to do a slow-mo. They sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even blood of their sons and their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto idols of Canaan. Gosh darn it. I'll be back this quick. Sorry, man. Because I'm so happy. I've had this book and I was reading it. And this was a class I wanted to do today. Regardless of what happened to me, I wanted to do this class. And shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto idols of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood. Excuse me. Thus they were defiled with their own works, and went a-whoring with their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of the Lord kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance, and he gave them into the hand of the heathen, and they that hated them ruled over them, past, present, and future. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjugation under the hand. Many times did he deliver them, but they provoked him with their counsel and were brought low for their iniquity. I'm going to tell you this right now, family. Who is considered the lowest of the lowest nation in the world? Let's be real. Let's just keep it real. Aside from the soul, whoever comes from 12 tribe charts, whatever, man. What is a nation or so-called people that everybody said, I don't want to be that? Anybody? I'll tell you. This right here. Mexicans. None of y'all wanted to be Mexicans, man, when I was growing up. Everybody ran from being Mexican, bro. Everybody ran from being Mexican. I'm going to tell you that. All praises, bro, because it's true. Y'all need to start putting respect on so-called Mexicans. Because you can't go and say, oh, we're the people. No. Nobody wants to be them. Now they want to be us. Because of the heritage. But nobody wants to be us when it comes to work. Or it comes to the illegal immigration. Or when it comes to sort of things like this right here. Okay? Let me show you something, man. I think the brother sent it to me. I hope he did. Give me a second here real quick. Just it. Give me a second, family. Yeah, they want the blessing, but not. Hey, you know what, bro? That's a good point. They want the blessings, but not the curses. Because I remember, man, when I came to this country, I was about 7 or 8, right? I had no idea what a beaner was, or a wet bag, or a spig for that matter. But I tell you this, that every nationality, so-called, I understand who we are now, but every one of you, from every tribe, outside of Mexicans, call me a beaner and a wet bag. Un mexicanito, un cabezón, un pobre. All you do is take jobs. You guys aren't smart. Yeah, you work hard, but you take the worst jobs. You telling me who do they when there's a man at the ballot box, who do they bang on the most to gain votes? Damn, I rhymed. There you go. Who do they bang on the most to get votes? Who do they bang on the most? Raza. Oh, we're gonna build a wall. And Amorites, Hivites, and Jebusites, and Edomites, and Ammonites, and all of y'all, you guys vote for it. Those are facts, man. You can't deny those things. I don't care who you are. I don't care. You can come on this channel and try to tell me that that's not true. These people here, they're the lowest of the bottom. Okay? Because I still see it here. Let me show you something. Let me see if I can see it. Watch this.
Male decided to go into a women's bathroom, exposing his.
That's not it. That's not it. Sorry, fam. Give me a second, man. I can't believe it. I was way more prepared than this. I was way more prepared than this, family.
Any day your last day might come.
That's not what I had in mind. Here it goes right here. Nope. Oh, wait, hold on. I have it over here. What a dummy. What the dummy? What the dummy? What the dummy? Here it goes right here. Watch this, family. This is sad, man.
I was not going to speak on it. Initially, I was not going to speak on that group of dumbass waste of an existence. I'm ashamed to even include them in the same race as I am. Boys who robbed that elderly man selling ice cream in the car, hopped out the car, robbed him at gunpoint. Y'all robbed the ice cream dude, bro. Y'all bitch ass me. Y'all robbed the bro. Y'all hella weird for that, bro. I ain't gonna hold y'all hella weird for that. But I wasn't gonna talk about it because I've been pushing a hard line on crime in Oakland for a while. But one of y'all, as I am, boys who robbed that elderly man selling ice cream in the car, hopped out the.
Listen, family, that man, I saw the video today. The man is 80 years old, and he's up in, I think, Oakland. And I don't know if you guys understand what these paleteros are. For all of you that are not from Mexico, and you're maybe unfamiliar with this, these most of these paleteros are people that go around pushing carts to sell is because that's what they do to make a living. And a lot of them, they probably don't win more than, I don't know, bro, maybe $8 an hour. You know, a lot of them barely make it, bro. They probably make like $70 in one day. And walking around in the hot weather, as you guys obviously should be mindful of that. But instead, I'm looking for something, okay? Instead, you want to go and rob somebody. You know, it's funny, man, because if this would have happened to so-called black people, you know what would have turned? Black Lives Matter. But it happens to you Mexicans. So it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Their enemies oppressed them, and they were brought into subjugation under their hand. This isn't just the act of one particular nation, family. We talked about this, bro. We talked about this, and that's why I'm bringing this book out, because this iniquity has to stop, and we need to stop it, meaning within ourselves. We must stop following the way of these heathens, whether white or black. It doesn't matter. We need to stop it, because here it says that the Amorites, and it says the same God who watched over the nations of the Amorites and destroyed them with their cup of iniquity was full. The same God who kept records of the gay pleasures and grievous sins of the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, and who consumed them in fearful flames when they passed the unseen line, that the same one also kept watch over the Republic of Rome and is keeping watch over the Republic of the United States. What are we seeing from these Amorites? We learned one thing. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I switched over the book. My bad. Let me go back to the book, because the other one was the perils, okay? I'm sorry. Then it says here, page 73 again. There remains the sacrifice of children, on which a few words must be said. All around the feet of the columns and over the whole area of the high place, the earth was discovered to be a regular cemetery in which the skeletons of young infants were buried. Man, I'm going to tell you this right now, family. This is the Amorites. This is the Amorites. And these babies were never more than a week old. They were deposited in large jars. With them were placed smaller jars, possible for food, for the use of the little victim in the other world. 2 at least of the skeletons showed marks of fire. They have evidence. We have here evidence of the widespread customs and devotions of the firstborn, a part of the practice whereby the first fruit of the man, of the beast, and of the field was sacred to the divinity. Abraham felt an impulse to sacrifice. But obviously, that wasn't what the Most High was asking them to do. These guys took it on another level. Oh, you're back. All praises to the Most High, bro. Hey, I hope Meshi is watching, because I could pause this class, man, and have you talk to him about your so-called knowledge of our gente in the Americas. Guti fool. I like your name. Guti fool. Guti fool. Matter of fact, whether they are, we say, or Egypt. This guy says Horites were Egyptians. I never said Horites were Egyptians. You just lied, man. You're a kid. I'm gonna pause you for a second. Unless, hey, listen, if you want to come on and debate, I got the brother Meshi. I can hit him up if you're real about what you think you know, because you don't know the Bible, and you might know a little more about the whole tribal stuff, but you don't know more than him. So unless you want to, bro, if you're gonna keep texting or typing, whatever, if it's not about you coming on board, I'll hit him up, see if you're real, and we'll do it right now, or stop saying shit. Straight up. Sit back and listen. If you don't want to get on this line and actually debate what you're going to say, then shut up. Straight up, man. I'm not playing games with you guys anymore. Unless you want to come on, don't say nothing. So we got here the understanding of the sacrificing of children. But you know what's so funny, fam? When they found it, here it goes right here. All right, it goes right here. With this interpretation, we have, as has often been suggested, an instance of the widespread custom of offering victims, human or animals, at the foundation of building. The custom was observed by the Aztecs of Mexico. It is still found among various tribes in Africa, right? And it says here, Oceania and India, even in the Christian countries of Europe, it is not unknown as a witness of legend. Of the infant walled up in the Liebestein Castle in the Church of Iona. It says, let me skip it. In the countries where the advance of civilization had made human sacrifices impossible, animal sacrifices even yet takes its place. So, let me continue here real quick. Get rid of this page right here. Go back to this. We read that part. Let me take it here. You guys don't even know who the Amorites are. Sad. See, there he goes. Look, here he goes. He did a Wikipedia. Edomites. You see, and it says that in the book, dude. It actually says that they were pre-Edomites in the book. I said that. I said that, and I said that you camps would come here and say that they're pre-Edomites, meaning that they were prior to Edom being there. That's what a pre-Edomite means. And they are descendant caves. Yeah, we just read that. What the? You know what, man? Honestly, this is exactly your problem. You're a stupid child. You don't even listen to the class. You came in all late and have no idea what you're saying because I did say this. I read it. That's how dumb you are. So do yourself a favor. Get offline, go to another channel because you just looked yourself stupid. You just made yourself look so dumb. You match your name. You Guti, you're a fool. You're a fool because I literally just said this. Wow, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you, man. Stay in your belief, bro. Still be Michoacano, whatever. Stay in your belief. We don't need you, bro. You're the 2/3. I don't know if you're our people. I know there's a lot of mixture. We don't care. You either believe or you don't. See, he said Horites were Egyptians. I never included them. That's how dumb you are. Hurricanes aren't Egypt. What the hurricanes? Oh my dear Jesus. Hey, somebody please pray for this kid. Hold on, I'm gonna block you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this. Bam. Get out of here, bro. You stupid. You dumb. I literally just read that they were cave dwellers, that they were there, and Sierra was there. And I said that, yes, they're going to say that there were cave dwellers, that the Edomites were there, but this is prior to. This is why I'm sharing it. So then the scriptures will show how the Most High told us to get rid of them because of their customs. Why aren't you guys listening? This is the problem with you so-called Hispanics, man. I'm going to tell you guys right now. You guys don't listen, man. You don't know shit. You don't have no idea. You don't have no structure. You don't have a beginning or an end. You don't have a basic understanding, but you want to come and teach other people. For God's sakes, you can't even teach your wife or your kids, and you want to come here and teach other people? Footy fool. I don't understand. I cannot wrap my mind around this. When I was learning, I shut up. And I didn't jump on lives and make comments because I probably knew in a year, or I'm new in the truth. I got a year and I'm gonna copy paste you guys, and I'm gonna say no, man. I didn't do none of that. I just went shut up, stay out of trouble, focus on what you need to learn, which is repent. So your ass can stay whatever you want to stay, bro. Don't repent. We don't care. You don't believe? Fine, don't believe. Nobody's forcing your asses to believe. So skedaddle your asses out of here. Nobody in this channel is forcing you guys to believe. You either do or you don't. It's that simple. It's that simple. And if you don't listen, it makes it worse. That's one thing I don't like, is you people that don't listen. Don't listen. Man, that bothers me so much because you look dumb, and we don't need more dumb people for our gente to see that we're dumb people. You're a prime example of what we're trying to get rid of, man. A prime example of what we're trying to get rid of. Indoctrinated by whatever God knows what else you're indoctrinated by. Ezekiel 27:3. And say unto Tyrus, O thou that art situate in the entry of the sea, which art a merchant of the people of many isles. Do you guys understand what merchant of the people of many isles is? Let me show you. Excuse me. I had a burp. It says, do business with people living. No, that's not it. It says this translation. Matter of fact, let me find it here in Blue Letter, because the Blue Letter translation, it literally tells you slaves. Watch this. Blue Letter. We are Blue Letter. Ezekiel 27. Oops, sorry, family, I spelled it wrong. Ezekiel 27. All right, it says here, to the merchant. Let's go to right here, tools. And we'll go to Bible. Let me know if you guys can see it. It says here,
the merchant of the people, the merchant of the people, trading center of the world. So that's what I want to point out too. Tyrese at one point was the trading center of the world. Remember, keep in mind, Ecclesiastes says, what has been done is going to happen again. Okay, so remember, they were the trade center of the world, and we know what happens in a trade center. Okay, we know that merchants of people on many coasts, merchants of people, traders of the people, merchants of the people, right? Entry, the merchants of the people, trafficked with the peoples in many aisles, trafficking. So who began la que trafica con los pueblos? Who began the trafficking of people? Who began the trafficking of people, family? We see it here. It literally says, Tyrus, thou art situated in the entry of the sea, which are a merchant of the people. Now, the entry of the sea is this one. Pillars of, right here, family. Right here. Not pillars of Hercules. What am I talking about? Pillars of Gibraltar. Right here, fam. See that? Right there. Okay. It says, and say unto Tyrus, oh, that art situated in the entry of the sea, which art a merchant of the people, for many isles. Let me close this up. Thy borders are in the midst of the sea. Thy builders have perfected thy beauty. Remember, this is a port of entry where you had slaves. Now, we know of books that I've showed you guys that they were enslaving people prior to 1492, the Portuguese who were black, okay? And you guys know what I mean by that, who were black, but they weren't Hebrews. They were fake Jews, but they were black. And they were the nautical people of that continent of that time. They were the first ones pushing trafficking of slaves. And they're not the Portuguese white. Do not get that twisted, family. Do not get that twisted, family. Celia. I don't know who Celia is, bro. Okay, so check it. And say unto Tyrus that are situated in the entry of the sea. Now you're going to think, well, how do you know? Well, because this is technically the area of Tarshish. And we know that the Phoenicians went to Tarshish to mine for silver, for gold, and for tin, and for copper. And we know based on Bible that the Phoenicians are so-called Philistines or Canaanites. They were well educated in the nautical field. There you go. Let me see that, sis. There you go. Traffic merchant. So if we see, it says, let me read it. Thy borders are at the midst of the sea. Thy builders have perfected thy beauty. They have made all thy ships boards of fir trees of Shinar. They have taken cedar from Lebanon and make masts for thee, because they were trading everywhere. And if you look at this, the trade center here, because look, there was an old Tyre here, and there was a new Tyre here. Okay, if you guys look it up, I'm not going to look it up for you. Old Tyre and a new Tyre. There was a coast here. You had a harbor here, and I believe you had a harbor over there or up here. I cannot recall. Okay, so this right here is what it's talking about. You have made all ships borders of the fir trees of Shinar. They have taken cedar from Lebanon to make masts for thee. Of the oaks of Bashan, they have made thine oar. The company of the Asherites have made thy benches of ivory, brought out the isles of Chittim, like in Rome, Fine linen with broidered work from Egypt was that which thou spreadest forth to be thy sail. Blue and purple from the isles of Elisha was that which covered thee. We know Canaanites came up with the color purple. They would actually dive in the clams and of the fish, I believe, and they would actually take the purple out of there. These are not uncivilized men.
but they are conquering men. The inhabitants of Zidon and Abrod were thy mariners. Thy wise men, O Tyrus, they were in thee with thy pilots. Let's see how far I'm going. Yeah, let's keep going. Let me skip here. Verse 12. Tarshish was thy merchant by reasoning of the multitude of thy kind riches. So let's go look for Tarshish. Let's see this real quick, because I did a class on this. I'm not going to look for it. Tarshish, and look for the class. Tarshish in Britain or Spain. Tarshish is located in the mentioned in the Bible. Okay, this isn't it. Okay. Most Bible maps show Tarshish somewhere in the west coast of Spain, but the location in Spain is doubtful because Bible commentators have thought Tarshish was as Tartessus, which appears in Greek, yada, yada, yada. But they went to Tarshish to mine. And the only place you can mine for tin is here. Mine tin in the Isles of Europe. Let me see. No, not tin. Tin metal. There. Tin source trade in ancient times. Tin is an essential metal in the creation of bronze. This is Wikipedia, basic stuff to understand. But if you understand the Bronze Age, the Middle East, and all these things, they were digging for tin at this time. Look, tin is located here. Metals, really rich metals are located here, but look at tin. Okay? And if you actually look, if you do a search, just to show you, watch. I'll show you here real quick. No, it's not sin, tin. Oh, hold up. Sorry, my bad. I have it in the Geneva. Give me a second. Ezekiel 27. I was right there. They of Tarshish were thy merchants for the multitude of thy riches, for silver, for iron, for tin, lead, which they brought from thy fairs. Verse 12. Tarshish was thy merchant by reason of multitude of all kinds of riches, with silver, iron, and tin. And tin. And tin. They were looking for tin. And that's why they were up there. So then when these guys from One West say they ruled Europe, I believe you. But I also know what you don't want to know or you ignore. You're not the Hebrews of the Bible. You are these guys. I'm going to show you something real quick. Matter of fact, let's continue. Let me put a note here. No, let's go to it because I want to get to the human trafficking part. Tarshish was thy merchant by reason of multitude of all kinds of riches, with silver and ore and tin, and let they trade in thy fairs. So we know now that in 711 AD, right? 711 AD, Moors invaded Europe. All right, Wikipedia, you guys can look it up. They're going to put the white people, of course. But we know this here. They invaded Europe, right? Right here, Africa, coming to here. Thy merchants, Tarshish, Tyre, Zidon. You guys don't stop being who you are. Let me see this real quick. I need to do it now before I go. Okay, cool. Sounds good. I'm almost done. Let's see, Africa. Give me a second. Let me see if this is it. Let me see. This is from a book written in 1496. No, I lied. Yes, it was in 1490 something. I know for a fact. It's written by Leo Africanus, which is not a white man, he's a black man, okay? And he says this in, I believe, page 27. The ancient Africans was much addicted to idolatry, even as certain of the Persians are as this day, some of whom worship the sun and others the fire for their gods. For they said Africans had in times past magnificent and most stately temples built and dedicated, as well as to the honor of the sons of the fire. Let me skip this. All which you may read more fully at large in the Persian and African chronicles. Those Africans which inhabited Libya and Nubia would each of them worship some certain planet, unto whom likewise they offered sacrifices and prayers. Some other of the land of Negroes worship Gigomo, that is to say, the Lord of heaven. And this found point of religion was not delivered unto them by any prophet or teacher, but was inspired as it were from God himself, so I say. After that, they embraced the Jewish law. After that, they embraced the Jewish law, wherein they're said to have continued many years. You see this? Afterwards, they professed the Christian religion and continued Christians until such time as the Mohammedan superstition prevailed. A lot of inconsistencies taken upon religion on religion. Not necessarily following or sticking to the roots of who they are. Let's say, so to speak, their God. No. Taking it upon themselves to follow certain religions. But that's not what I'm looking for, man. I was really hoping. Oh, okay, here, let me do this. Let me see if I can find it. The history. Is this it? Give me a second, family. I have let me see. Maybe I'll get it here. Here. It's from the same book. I'm sorry, fam, again. I'm going to try to move fast. It's from the same book. Here it goes right here. Okay. Let me see if I can get it quickly. Let me see here. Hold on a second, okay, fam? I'm looking for a book by Leo Africanus, The History of Africa, or Afrique, it says, right? And listen to what he says. This is the time, this is their time, okay, in 1490 something. I cannot remember right now. Here it goes right here. Okay. Watch this. This is in the same book that I was showing you guys. The History of Africa. Let me see if I can find it, family. Let me just try real quick. If not, let me see. The his maybe. No, it's okay. It's okay. It says here, it says all which opinions and reports are to be understood. I think this is page 2 of page 6 of chapter 2. Only of the originals of the Tani people, that is to say, of the Nubians and Barbadians. Then he goes, for all the Negroes. Okay, listen, this is Leo Africanus in 1400. Matter of fact, I'll show you. Leo Africanus. And it says description of Africa. Oh, okay, here it goes. Right here, PDF. Come on. Out of that book, fam. Okay. This the history description of Africa. Dated supposedly 1896, right? But this is, if this is it, no, this isn't it. My bad. The history of description of Africa, Leo Africanus. Anyways, so this book from this guy, because I don't think it's this one, fam. It's not these years. These are reprints, not the original. So don't get confused by it. I think it's one of these books here because I have it. I didn't bring it. Damn it. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. No. I don't think I have it here. I must have it in my home. Anyhow, well, I'll try to show it. But anyways, in this book from 1496, if I'm mistaken, it reads, for all the Negroes or blackamoors take their descent from Cush, the son of Cush, who was the son of Noah. But whatsoever difference between the Negroes and the Tani Moors, certain it is that they all had one beginning. So remember, I'm reading this because who was in Tarshish? Who was Tyrus? Who was Zidon? Who are these Philistines? Who are all these relatives of the Canaanites, of the Hamitic race, right? For the Tani, I'm sorry, but whatsoever difference between the Negroes and the Tani Moors, certain it is that they had one beginning. For the Negroes, listen to this, are descendants of the Philistines, and the Philistines of Mizraim, the son of Cush. But the Tani Moor fetched their pedigree from the Sabians, and it is evident that Sabah was begotten of Ramah, which was the eldest son of Cush. Diverse other opinions there be as touching this matter, which because they seem not necessary, we have purposely omitted. Okay? You guys know this is English old language. So they're saying to us right here that Negroes or Africans or Moors, they all have one beginning. Okay? This is Leo Africanus. Okay? You guys need to know who this guy is, because he's not somebody that was born a couple years ago. All right? You're going to tell me, Nate the Snake, that you know more than this guy when he was actually there? He was actually there, family. And I know why you can't find it on this one, because the way it's written in a particular awkward manner. Well, not awkward. It's from that time. Let me see if I can find it. Man, I'm going to get into this mindset, but I need to find it. Leo Africanus. Oh, bro. It says here, Leo, the history. Okay, here it goes. Geography, history of Africa. Let's see if I can find it like this, okay? I'll praise the Most High. I'll praise the Most High. Let's see. I think this is it. Maybe it. There we go. 1600. Thank you. All praises to the Most High. There you go. Hold on. So you guys can't say that I'm lying, okay? This book is very old. All right, Leo Africanus, he was born around this era. Okay, it's an excellent book to get, family. Please get it, because this is going to be something that you want to have in your baggage, so then you can let them know who they are according to the Bible. Okay, because enough is enough. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for anybody anymore. If you either hearken to what I share, if you don't, I'm doing my best. And I know that I have brothers that don't like what I share, because they're still stuck on the the tribe. But look right here, this is it, the general description, page 6. Okay, I'm not lying to you guys. Watch this. I'll read it from the top. Moreover, this part of the world is inhabited especially by 5 principal nations, meaning Africa, to which by the people called Kafri or Kafetas, that is to say, outlaws or lawless, by the Abyssinians, the Egyptians, the Arabians, and the Africans or Moors, okay? Properly so-called. You see that? Properly so-called, which last are 2 kinds, namely white or tawny Moors and Negro or black Moors. You see this? So they're light-skinned Negroes or black Moors, meaning black Negroes. Of all of which nations, some are Gentiles, which worship idols, others of them of the sect of Muhammad, some of them Christian, and some Jewish in religion. This is in the 1600s. Yes, ma'am. Of course. I can definitely do that, sis. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Hold on. There it goes. Okay. So let's continue. All of which nations, some are Gentiles, Christian, Jewish religion. Thank you. The greatest part of which people are taught to be descendants from, okay, here goes. Now it says Christian, some Jewish religions, and some in Jewish religions. The greatest part of which people are taught to be descendants from Cam or Ham, the cursed sons of Noah, except some Arabians of the line of Shem. So there's a mixture. Hey, shalom, bro, shalom. There's a mixture, okay? So we're understanding that some Arabians of Shem are mingled among them, which afterwards passed into Africa. So we see, and this is what you see in the northern part of Africa. That's why you don't see like African looking. You see a lot of different types, like Ethiopian looking people. Some people look like me. Some people look like straight Africans. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, there's a mixture of it. Now it says, now if the Arabians inhabited Africa are divided into several kinds, professing diverse and sundry habitations and regions, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Let me see if this is it. Okay, so it's giving you a little history. Hold on. I'm not going to lose you. I'm not going to lose you. Let's look for this right here, okay? I'm going to look for Cam. Watch this. Okay, Cam, page 6. Goes right here. All right, same book. Here it goes, what I just read to you guys. All right, I'm going to read the top. About the original of the Africans. Let me get it bigger. Or our historiographers do much disagree. For some have them to be divided from the inhabitants of Palestine, because as they say, being expelled out of their own country by Assyrians, they came at length and into Africa, and seeing the fruitfulness of their toil, chose it to be their place of habitation. So we can see kind of like getting kicked out of Canaan, right? All right. Others are of the opinion that they took their original from the Sabians, a people of Arabia, so Felix, and that for such time as they were put to flight by the Assyrians or Ethiopians. So now we see there's a division between Africans and Ethiopians. And I got a brother who was in Ethiopia who can actually support this claim. Now, I know he's 8 hours ahead. And brother, I think that's 4 o'clock in the morning. Matter of fact, let's see if he's up. Let's see. Give me a second, family. I'm not sure he'll come on board now, but you know what I'm saying? It's always good to have supporting claims.
Does it look like a brother to you?
Hold on.
That's because you were here. It's evidence that our ancestors left for the day.
All right. Shut up. Okay, here it goes. Let's see.
Liar.
Come on, man. I'm just trying to. Okay, message. Let me see. Let me give him the feed too again. Let's see if he's up. Because if there's any so-called Hebrew Israelites of the 12 tribes, supposedly, you want to come and support, you want to come and oppose what we're saying, well, come. Let me continue. But to put to flight by the Assyrians or Ethiopians, as has been aforesaid, some other reports that the African descended from certain people of Asia, who being chased hence by reason of wars which were waged against them, fled into Greece, which at the same time had no inhabitants at all. Howbeit, the enemy still pursuing them, they were forced to cross the sea of Morea and being arrived in Africa. So that's what somebody's of opinion it is, okay? To settle themselves there, but their enemies abode still in Greece. Now, all which opinions and reports are to be understood only of the original of the Tani people, that is to say, of the Nubians and barbarians, okay? So he's saying like, yeah, you could say that about the Nubians and barbarians. Watch this. For all the Negroes though, okay? Or blackamoors, all right? Take the descent from Cush, the son of Cam, who was the son of Noah. But whatsoever difference between the Negroes and the Tani Moors, certain it is that they all had one beginning. For the Negroes are descendants of the Philistines, and the Philistines of Mesraim, the son of Cush. But the Tani Moors, who ruled Europe? Tyrus, Tarshi, Zidon. They're all relatives. Who ruled Europe? The so-called Moors, right? So-called Africans. Doesn't one West tell us that they ruled Europe? Well, what were they doing up there? They were merchants of the sea. They had a lot of power. They traded with everybody. They subjugated the white man. That's true. Then that means you're not the people of the Bible. Because in Deuteronomy 28, for you, falls apart. But let's continue. For the Negroes are descendants of the Philistines, and the Philistines of Mizraim, the son of Cush. But the Tanimor fetches their pedigree from the Sabians. And it is evident that Sabah was begotten of Ramah, which was the eldest son of Cush. Diverse other opinions were there be touching this matter, which, because they seem not so necessary, we have purposely omitted, meaning saying that what he's saying is a legitimate damn thing.
Gotcha, bitch.
Hold on.
Gotcha, bitch.
Hold on.
Gotcha, bitch.
You can't run from your history, man. You guys need to stop running from your history. That's enough. It's enough. Deal with it. Live with it. This is who you guys are. You can't change fate. You can't evade your damnation. You can't get around the curse that's coming upon you. You did what you did, and it is done what it's done. Let's continue. It's done what it's done, man. And it's our job to continue to repenting stage. Tarshish was thy merchant by reason of multitude. These people, what were they? Thy merchants. Verse 3, which are a merchants of the people for many isles. I showed you guys the other day who was starting to, what do you call it? Enslave America. Let's see, I have it here. Well, okay, watch. I'm gonna show you, man. I'm gonna show you, fam. Don't think I show you. Look. Watch this. I think this is quick. Hold on. No, it's long. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if this is quick. Fam, they said that they ruled Europe, right? They said they ruled Europe. Watch this.
Distinguished from other systems of forced, unpaid, or low-wage labor also considered to be slavery. Was chattel slavery among the Africans by the Europeans unique? Which cultures enslaved the most people? Which cultures practiced slavery the longest? Which slave trade had the most slaves during their history?
Hello, I'm Colin Heaton, a veteran of the United States Army and Marine Corps, former history professor, book author, and welcome to this episode of Forgotten History.
Experience.
Recently, and for no reason at all, team, if big wireless companies are allowed.
South America also had the practice with the Spanish and Portuguese. Was it unique to the Europeans? History says no, and in fact, this is a myth. Enslaving people in chains for forced labor, owning them as property, as well as their offspring, was practiced long before the European powers even first set foot in West Africa. And European Slavs were the primary targets for enslavement in Eastern and Central Europe for several thousand years by many empires. It is often believed that the word slave was derived from the Latin word for Slav as the Roman Republic and later the Empire expanded into Eastern Europe. Slavs were a primary target for their slave trade. In addition, while many more were simply used as public entertainment and fed to wild animals. When the Huns arrived in Eastern Europe around 376 AD, and while not slavers as such, they did take hostages, and many of these were Slavs. Slavs, not being a unified people and just a collection of scattered peoples, were easy to conquer, often displayed naked to be thoroughly chased, following the model already used throughout Turkey. Ed II established the first open commercial Ottoman slave market in Constantinople in the 1460s, following the model already used throughout Turkey, replacing the former Byzantine slave market. Historian Nicholas de Nicolay states that there were slaves of all ages and both sexes, often displayed naked to be thoroughly checked, and this was true of children and young women for potential buyers. For 600 years, the Ottomans practiced the largest slave trade in history, and sometimes it was brutal.
So I wanted to show you this. I'm not excusing these people, by the way. I'm not trying to. Of course not. And that's not my priority. What I'm trying to show you is that these people here have been practicing slavery upon other people for some time. Let's not forget your history. This is you guys. And you guys are running from your history. But At least not while I'm here. Anyhow, let's read again. Verse 12. Tarshish was thy merchants by reason of multitude, all kinds of riches, with silver, iron, tin, and lead. They traded in thy fairs. Let me skip here real quick. I'll go to verse 25. Hold on. Where you at? Hey, where you at? Okay, verse 25. It says, the ships of Tarsus did sing of thee in thy market, and thou was replenished and made very glorious in the midst of the seas. Thy rowers have brought thee in great waters, or brought thee into great waters. The east wind has broken thee in the midst of the seas. Thy riches and thy fairs, thy merchandise, thy mariners, and thy pilots, thy caulkers, and the occupiers of thy merchandise, all of thy men of war that are in thee, and in all thy company which is in the midst of the sea, shall fall into the midst of the seas in the day of ruin. So now we see that prophecy is going to be targeting who? Tyre. And you know what I find so funny, fam? That Ezekiel talks about Tyre and Zidon in 3 chapters. This chapter, chapter 26, and chapter 28. Yep. Excellent, bro. Let me get that on this one. Verse 36, it says, Genesis 36 and 2. Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan. Adah, the daughter of Elon, the Hittite, and Aholibama, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zebion, the Hittite. Yeah, that's why his parents were mad at him, because he went there and they told him, don't do that. That's not what we do, because they'll lead you astray and worship other gods. But you can see the human trafficking among these men. This is hit right here, okay? Now, one of the things that the Most High has an issue with is the middleman. Now, I know that you are going to say, well, we were just the middleman, man. We're just the merchants. No, you had something to do with our slavery. I know you're going to try to hide from it. I know you are. But you're not going to get away with it. You're not going to get away with it. Let me see this real quick. They were never the sun. Let's see. Is this it? Until the bacon carried away the substance. To cast for the many slaves in Canaan. Let's go here real quick. Let's go to this one. Matter of fact, I'll use this one real quick. I don't want to lose that part. 2 Chronicles, chapter 2, verse 21. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, 16. I got it. Verse 16. Let's see. Boom. Solomon numbered the nation, the land. No, that's not it. What's going on with me, man? Moreover, the Lord stirred up the Jeroboam. No, that's not it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Because it's not it. 21:16. There it goes. 2 Chronicles 21:16. Sorry, my bad. Moreover, the Lord stirred up against Jeroboam, the spirit of the Philistines and of the Arabians, and they were near the Ethiopians. So Philistines and Arabians, Muslims and Moors, and they came up into Judah and break into it and carried away all the substance that was found in the king's house, and his sons also, and his wives, so that there was never a son left him, save Jehoahaz, the youngest of his sons. I had a point of this. What was the point of this? Man, I can't believe I don't remember the point of the scripture. Let me read it again, fam. And they came up into Judah, spirit of the Lord. Oh, I know why. Okay, I know why. All right, so this is talking about Jeroboam reign in Judah, right? So here the Philistines, he basically moved the spirit of the Philistines. Well, this right here was a time, if I'm not mistaken, about 700 BC. And these people here were merchants of the sea, okay? And they were merchants of the sea, which means they were enslaving thousands of people a day. You guys got to do a history on this chapter right here. They were enslaving thousands of people a day, fam. No different than what the conquistadors were doing with Portugal and Spain. And now we know that Portugal and Spain are not just white people. We know that now. Now, this is the anger that the Lord has with these people, okay? Because even if you're a middleman, so what? You're still part of it. So all you brothers and sisters that maybe, or you brothers, hopefully not sisters, that have parted in I'll say this, man. I need to tell myself too, because I've dealt with it every now and then. I'm not battling it as much. Pornography. If you guys are dealing with pornography, you're part of the trafficking of sex slaves. That's just a fact. Because we don't know if those girls are sex slaves or not. We don't know if their young experience led them to become that, and they were sex slaves initially, kidnapped and taken into that world. By you watching those porns, you're doing that. And I'm telling myself that too, fam. Just letting you know. Joel 3:1, for behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah, I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people. The pleading is not like, oh, let's talk about it. No, you're going to whoop your asses. And for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land, they have cast lots among my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre or Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Did you not say the Moors and the Arabs were basically starting the trafficking? Yeah. Zidon, the coast of Palestine, meaning the old Tyre and new Tyre. You mean the slave ports? Will you render me a recompense? And if you can recompense me swiftly and speedily, will you return your recompense upon your own head? There is such a thing as black conquistadors, family. In case you're new to this channel. I'm going to show you something real quick. Look. Los primeros esclavos fueron blancos. Los primeros negros fueron conquistadores. Let me read this here real quick. This is from the African Experience, or I don't remember, to be honest. But I know you guys need to know, so I don't want to leave you halfway. Let me look for it. It's Sabbath, right? We're not in a rush. Hey, remember that. It's Sabbath for you guys. You guys aren't in a rush. I don't work tomorrow, technically. My Sabbath isn't tonight, but I don't mind, man. I do care for you guys a lot. I care for your spirit. I know we don't know each other, but I do care for your spirit. And I hope that these classes are edifying to you and it helps you grow. Now, I'm going to tell you this, fam. This isn't entertainment. You know? This isn't entertainment. If you guys are just listening to me and not applying my experience in your life, just the wrong thing to do, you know? I'm sharing my experience, not to mimic everything I do exactly, but I'm showing you not a shortcut, but the path. Anyways, the book is called The African Americans, Many Rivers to Cross by Henry Louis Gates. It reads, while the number of African explorers is impossible to determine, remember the Moors were the ones in Tarshish. They were the merchants of the Isles. They were selling slaves at this time. Portugal was selling slaves. Portugal was going into Africa, taking those Africans too. Don't get me wrong. So I don't go around saying all African people are not our people. No, there's a small portion that are Israel, but not all of you guys. And we could tell by the spirit. So we know this for a fact that Spaniards were tawny or black. Portuguese were tawny or black. Yes, we know. French too. All right. You guys read the Webster Dictionary 1828. Look up the word tawny. It'll tell you who they are. It says, while the number of African explorers is impossible to determine, they participated in some way in virtually all of the Spanish expeditions in the New World in the 16th century. You see this?
Copyright disclaimer.
There's no number as to how many were involved. Now, it says these black conquistadors. Remember, family, what did Bartolomé de las Casas tell us that these conquistadors do to us? Think that for a moment. So don't just read black and ignore conquistador. Read black conquistador and reflect on what they did. And that dumb kid, I don't want to call you dumb because I don't know you, man. That's wrong. The guy from Gorilla, whatever, for him to make fun of, it's just one black conquistador. Well, if you realize Christopher Columbus is just one conquistador. Hernan Cortez was just one conquistador. And they did a lot. They committed a lot of atrocities and allowed a lot. Then it says, these black conquistadors set an example for subsequent racial relations throughout the entire Spanish colonial experience, living their daily lives with the degrees of complexity that rarely would be achieved by black men and women in early English settlements in the Caribbean and in North America. Indeed, wherever, listen to this, One West, wherever Spain set its flag of conquest in the Americas, Africans helped hold the pentant. In Mexico, in Costa Rica, in Honduras, Panama, Venezuela, Peru, Chile, Florida, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Juan Garrido, Esteban, those are just a few. Here's like 10 of them. Juan Garrido, Sebastián Toral, Pedro Fulupo, Juan Bardelas, Antonio Pérez, Juan Portugués, Juan García, Miguel Ruiz, Juan Valiente, Juan Beltrán. They're all black. Black conquistadors. Life patterns of some black invisible warriors. Invisible warriors. What a name, right? What a name to have. Invisible warriors. Which is why when you look at this, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Because you see, these Moors, they did know we were here. Diodorus Siculus wrote about it. Now they hide these Wabos or Africans. They hide that he says. They hide the part where he says that the Carthaginians and Philistines, that they saw land fruitful and people and construction and buildings. See, you guys leave that out. But you only show that, yeah, we saw this land and we're going to reserve it to the end. See, you reserved it to the end. So once Granada fell, you sold out. Because maybe you were trading with us. Maybe you were. And you killed the treaty. Now, family, do we not see this happening often now? What was done before will happen again. How many treaties were broken by these people with the native brothers up north? How many treaties did they break? This is a common thing of these nations. And it comes from a particular one. You see, we got this hate towards the Güero. Yeah, they did their dirt. But you negros, man, you guys are some shady mofos, bro. At least they admit what they did. You guys don't. You're worse than them. You're worse than them. Because you'll befriend us knowing this. You telling me all One West didn't find this? You telling me somehow, some way I found all of these things? Watch, I'm not done. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and I carried your temples and my carried into your temples my good pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their borders. After 1865, in the Reconstruction period, you guys got demolished. And you still are hating the white man for that. You're fighting for that power. You'll never rule again. Ever, ever, ever rule again. I'm telling you this. Get this in your head. Canaanites, Black Americans, you'll never rule again. You had your chance. You had your chance in Europe. That's it. You owe something here. You owe something here. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your heads. I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people afar, for the Lord has spoken it. Proclaim ye among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into the sword, your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heaven, and gather yourselves together round about, to the cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. You see, so you are going to pay for this. You are. Watch this real quick. You guys were the middleman of the process. You guys were the muscle of this weddle. You guys were.
This is for the
And
Hispanic,
you want to know
Latino.
something? I'm gonna tell you something, fam. The fumigation gases of 1917, right, was conducted by the Tuskegee. I don't know about the institution, but they were related in the name. Well, this Tuskegee thing had to do with the gaslighting of our people, supposedly of typhus or syphilis. Well, I find it ironic that, like, in 1930, okay, in 1930, I see this. Where is it? Hold on, not that one. No, not that one either. In 1930, family, they supposedly brought out a report about people doing testing on so-called black people with fumigations and shit, you know? 15 years prior, that was happening to us. And you so-called white men and you so-called black Americans, you never gave a shit. And you so-called Jews, you white Israelis, you're always walking hand to hand with them. You've never walked with us. Every 2 years, we'd see a movie about Holocaust. Every 2 years now, we see a movie about slavery. Not about you guys. Not about my people. Listen to this.
Latinx people that say this. We don't owe African Americans anything. We don't have to identify with being black. They never did anything for us. Here it goes.
Now, your video goes on to talk about immigration during specific time periods in U.S. history, to lead up to saying that African Americans helped establish the 1965 Hart-Celler Act. And if it wasn't for y'all, people from Latin America wouldn't be able to migrate into the United States. But you left out a lot of key points in that history timeline. You started off with 1917. Well, prior to 1917, that southern border was an open border. And many people from Mexico had families on both sides of that border. And they started closing that border down due to xenophobia. And do you know what was happening in 1917 at that border? Gasoline baths. People coming across that border were getting sprayed down with gasoline and toxic chemicals every 8 days in order to cross that border and work or visit their families. And this practice continued on for 40 years. It is also what inspired the gas chambers in Nazi Germany during World War II. Then you move on to the 1940s, where you continue to see mostly European immigrants and Mexican migrants coming across that border. This was also during the time of the Bracero program, which the government used to recruit Mexicans for cheap labor. And when I say cheap, I mean cheap. Poor working and living conditions and barely making any money. When the U.S. wanted to end the Bracero program in the 1960s, it got a lot of pushback from white employers, because that means they would have had to actually pay fair wages to U.S. citizens. You then go on to say that the reason why you didn't see a whole lot of migration coming up from Latin American countries, particularly predominantly black Latin American countries, was because the U.S. wasn't allowing it to happen. When in fact, there wasn't a whole lot of migration because there wasn't need for migration. And they didn't have a cap on migration from Latin American countries at the time because they were exploiting labor from Latin American countries. Which brings us to the 1965 Hart-Celler Act that you said African Americans pushed for to benefit people from the Latin American diaspora. Now, this act mostly benefited people coming from the Eastern Hemisphere. It helped some African migrants, but mostly it benefited Asians. And as you can see by your own graphic that you posted, you see a lot more Asian immigration coming in at that time. But for Latinos, by contrast, the Hart-Celler Act made the U.S. less accessible, which brought Latino immigration under numerical limit for the first time. So it actually didn't help, it made it worse, which has caused extreme xenophobia and racism of brown people coming across that southern border. And it also enables and perpetuates human trafficking of migrant workers for slave labor. But not only was your video misleading, but it perpetuates division amongst black and brown people. And it's not the flex you thought it was. Oh, and by the way, the vast majority of people coming across that southern border are indigenous to the Western Hemisphere and cannot be illegal on stolen lands.
So, you guys had nothing to do with the bettering of our people. It wasn't your marches. It was our sister Torres, who got tired of being fumigated. And you took that story and created Rosa Parks. Yeah, you did that. Every time something happens to us, you black folks take it, repaint it, and make it like it's you. You always do that. I'm seeing a track record of y'all. 15 years later, all of a sudden, oh no, the experiment on fumigations applied to us. They were dissecting us. Oh, really? I didn't see them testing you guys out to see if it would work on the so-called Holocaust. It's very convenient. Very convenient to claim to be the people of the book, but not actually live the way of the people of the book. I'm sorry to tell you, but the people here that are Africa, you guys have it so easy compared to other people in Africa. You have no excuses. The Willie Lynch letter is a lie. No excuse. Why are you acting that way? What else? Oh, the transatlantic slave trade, that's a lie because you had something to do with it. So you weren't enslaved. Later on, you just started bringing in those people that you had. You just got tired of them because you guys don't care for each other. You're different tribes that you guys have amongst each other. That's your pedo. That's not ours. That's what happens. And here, this is what I'm talking about, fam. What did this man do to y'all? What did he do to you? Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. See, we can go to Deuteronomy 28, and I will show you that we fit all the curses here. All of them. Look, 28:17. The curse shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall thou be thy basket and thy store. What do you mean? What do you mean, Ak? Watch. This is a mobile store and a mobile basket trying to make ends meet, right? Woke up in the morning. I'm going to go eat. I'm going to go some paletas, brothers. Let's go.
For his only on NBC Bay Area, he told us he feared for his life. Look at this video. An 80-year-old man robbed at gunpoint as he sold ice cream on the street. This video has gone viral, and it's disheartening to watch. It happened today in the heart of Oakland's Fruitvale neighborhood. The victim spoke exclusively to Andres Brender from our sister station, Telemundo 48.
That's right. He's shaken and extremely sad. He thought he was going to get shot. Now he has to find the courage to go out again. He tells me because if not, he won't have money to put food on the table or help his family in Peru. Don Juan is 80 years old and tells me nowadays he walks slowly the streets of Oakland selling his ice cream. He's loved here by the community in Fruitvale. But today, around noon, he thought he would die. This video captured by Citizen app shows how two guys robbed him, he said. It happened on the block of 3900 on East 18th Street. He tells me both guys got out of the car with big guns. They told him not to move, and then they pulled the gun out, he says. At his age, he'd love to have a more relaxed life. But he has a son in Peru that he says lives with autism. The thieves, he tells me, stole $120. The thieves has a son in Peru that he says lives with autism. But he has a son in Peru that he says lives with autism. Son in Peru that he says lives with autism.
Family, listen, I did not hear this video before, okay? So if you have children, please take them out of your rooms. I want to say something to these damn Canaanites, bro. These damn Negroes, bro. I'm going to tell you that right now. Y'all need to check your people, man. You guys are really needing to check your people because you are fucking with the wrong people. That's what you guys are doing. You see, this gente here that you're messing with, bro, once you open that door, they don't go back. Do you guys want to go back to the 90s where you were getting your asses whooped in the hood, in jail, in the streets? Why don't you control your people? What is it? What's the excuse? Willie Lynch? Slavery? Y'all did slavery. You guys had slaves. What's their excuse? What is the motive of robbing a man, 80 years old, who's from Peru, my brother, who's from Peru and has a son with autism, like me? I have a son with autism. Do you know how hard it is to live? How hard it is for them to live with autism? Do you know how hard it is to get help for them? You piece of shits, man. You guys deserve no life. You deserve what you get. You deserve what the Most High is going to do to you. Because he said it himself. If you hurt one of my little children, man, y'all are done. Y'all are done. I see some people left. Bye. See you. I don't care, man. Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat shit with y'all. Tired of it. All of you guys are so hard to bang on the white man, like he did all kinds of shit. Look at this. How come you guys ain't saying nothing about it? It's painful. It hurts me. This is my people, man. Y'all crazy out of your minds. Sirach 12:10. Let me read that real quick. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted it, so is his wickedness. Look, listen, that's why they do that 12-tribe chart and put you Hispanics on the bottom, bro. And they say, if it's not out of their prophecy, you guys need to shut the f up. That's what they say. You silly doves, you silly Mexicans. That's what they say to y'all. You silly, silly Ephraims. Nate the Snake did a class, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, whatever, 4. And the entire class was 4 hours, right? I didn't see the whole thing, but I was scanning through. And all the pictures that he showed was black people. Though he humbled himself, hey, we're the same people, man. We went through the same thing. Liars. And go crouching. Take good heed and beware of him. What are you going to say? Oh, no, man. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just that, our people are oppressed. So, they ain't got no money, man. And that guy's illegal, so he deserves it. Really? Beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, meaning like, once you're aware of what your enemy is, you're going to be like, oh, I can see you, dude. I can see you through all that dirt. And thou shalt know that his rust has not been together wiped away, meaning that he's tainted. He'll never change. Y'all will never change because I got a book to prove that you've always been this way. He set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, lest thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Perfect, bro. Perfect time. I'm gonna bring it out right now, bro. Matter of fact, let me finish this one because you guys can watch it later. I'm gonna leave that up there. But I want to read this to you guys real quick, bro. I want to read this to you real quick. That's perfect time, man. Hold on a second, family. Let me just take care of it real quick. Here we go, right here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Watch this, family. And then I think I'm going to end it with this. I'm not going to be too long after this. I'll read some scriptures and then we're done, okay? Because I want y'all to enjoy your Sabbath, bro. All right? We all have lives too. Of course, I understand. Here it goes. All right, so this is from a book called, sorry if I'm sharing you guys information in there, man. Hold on, let me take them out real quick. Archive. Okay. So right here, you see the Aztecs under Spanish rule. All right, Aztecs under Spanish rule. I have it in Spanish and in English, so I'm going to read it in both, okay? All praises. Hold on a second. Okay, so here goes in English, and then I'll read it in Spanish. In page 278. So hold on a second. So I want to know, here, before I go there, I'm going to be clear. I want you guys to remember my face. I'm not going to hide. The Willie Lynch letter, again, take the kids out, please, is a fucking lie. You guys made all that up, and you ran with it. You made it up, and you ran with it. There's no source of that book. Nothing tells us where it comes from. And now that we know that the transatlantic slave trade actually began with our gente up until 1670, get that right, because you guys were under indentured servitude, meaning you were only limited to 4 to 7 year terms. Why? Because through the smart or the head right program, through that program, you could be an indentured servant and the person that hired you would get 50 acres of land. Our land. Okay? Our land. So they would take supposedly U.S. slaves, but you were contract workers, like the Sombrero program in a sense. But then you would be free and buy head right program access and mortgage that with a slave. That's the concept of mortgages. I give you credit. You're a wise nation. But you also effed with the wrong nation. The one thing you made was a mistake to go against us. And by you teaching our people the way that you guys teach, One West, I'm going to tell you this right now, GMS, ISUPK, Sakari, all of you guys, you teach what you teach to keep my gente spiritually unrooted. Because you give so many subliminal messages, you don't let my gente root themselves. You don't give them the food they need. You give them just enough. You treat them like a Canaanite. You give them crumbs. That's what they do. That's what you guys do. Don't sit here and tell me you don't. Don't sit here and tell me you don't. You don't give a damn about our people. Nate, don't forget, the words are recorded. You called our gente wetback. Now, you called Bezaleel wetback, and he's not even Mexican. But us Mexicans, we know what that means. I had my mom be called a wetback. My dad, my gente, all of us have experienced that. There's no denying it anymore. You're not going to fool us anymore. So I'm letting you know, brothers and sisters, if you want to get rooted, I'm not saying I have the source. I'm not saying that. I'm showing people my path. And I'm using the basics. And I'm revealing all this material, all of these books that say that you guys, you Black Americans especially, the majority of you are not the people of the book. Okay? And you're definitely not Judah. I'm gonna make that very clear. You're not Judah. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I know this for a fact. You're not. You're a damn Canaanite nation who helped the white man enslave our gente, and we know it now. Watch this real quick. Page 279. Let me download. Download it, and then I'm gonna magnify it here real quick. All right, hold up. Sorry, fam. I got a little excited there for a moment. Watch this. Read this, man, and chew on this one, Wes. Chew on this. And by the way, all of you so-called Africans, okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Stop using Willie Lynch letter. Stop using excuses that you act this way because of slavery or because of the home or whatever. No. You guys have always been this way. Nothing new under the sun, apart from direct land alienation. Watch this. Certain secondary features of Spanish land holdings seriously affected Indian welfare. Why? The presence of a Spanish property near an Indian community commonly resulted in what we call offenses, agravios. By who, you say? I'm going to show it to you. By Negro servants, usually robbery and forced entry into Indian homes. Now, you think I'm lying? No, I'm not. Look at this right here, okay? Right here. I showed you guys the book, okay? I showed you guys the book. And I got it in English and in Spanish, 279. 1580, they're talking about that time frame, right? So the Spaniards have so-called servants, but so they're not slaves. Watch this. I know they're not slaves because look, it says here, the presence of Spanish properties near an Indian American community commonly resulted in what were called offenses, agravios, meaning robberies and forced entries into Indian homes. Did we not see that? They go into where? Walmart. They go into, they went into an Apple store. They go into McDonald's. My wife first came into this country, bro, and she's like, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know about this because the 2 times that they robbed my home when we were little, it was black people. The second guy tried to rape her mom, I'm sorry. Usually robbery and forced entry into Indian houses. Nothing new under the sun, is it? Nothing new under the sun. Now let's go to this page. In Spanish, for my Spanish-speaking brothers, because technically you need to learn too, okay? Watch what it says. Same book, but in translation in Spanish. It's in page, I don't know, family, but it's in that page. Just look up the word, okay? Get the book. Aparte de la enajenación directa de las tierras, ciertos rasgos secundarios de la tenencia española de la tierra afectaban gravemente el bienestar de los indios, meaning they gravely disturbed the living of our brothers and sisters, okay? Then it says, la presencia de una propiedad española, meaning the presence of a Spanish, la presencia de una propiedad on a property, a Spanish property owner, right? Like a so-called Spanish Franciscan, they call them. La presencia de una propiedad española cerca de una comunidad indígena, meaning here's a Spaniard living here, and he's next to the indigenous community. It says, de una comunidad indígena resultaba en que los sirvientes negros, meaning the black servants, you Africans, llamaban agravios robo y violencia de las casas indígenas, güey.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
This is prior to hundreds of years of slavery. You just got here and you're a servant, meaning like a house nigga, right? That's what it is, supposedly, right? But as soon as you go and bother somebody, you don't go bother your people. You come and bother us, and this still to this very day is happening. You see what I mean, family? I'm telling you, I love it. There was about, oh, where's the message at? Oh, I didn't see you. Damn it, you left me a message. Anyways, this all didn't matter. I thought I got a message. So we see here. Then he says, los permisos y órdenes emitidos por el virrey para el suministro de madera y piedra de los montes de los pueblos indígenas garantizaban algunas veces que no habría agravio. Las licencias, no obstante, representan una incursión explotable. So obviously they were wishing for these things not to happen, but they were. Hey, family, I read to you guys the Maya Conquistadors. You guys know that book. And it says that many of them, that says these negros, right? These black priests, they hated them. They hated them. And listen, Ammon is in there too. Let's watch.
Remember this video out of Lafayette, California, this Asian couple who asked a Latino housekeeper and her son if they belong in her neighborhood and then start attacking them? Oh, and let's not forget the white woman who hired the Latino housekeeper and her son, tells them to leave and then fires them because of this. Well, I need to be careful because every time I make a video trying to update, it gets reported and taken down. But the Asian couple has been identified as Vicky and Kent Kwan. And the white woman has been identified as Charlotte Nelson, a real estate agent originally from Syracuse. And if I could, I want to give a little piece of advice to the Kwan family. Because it seems like you did this to try to get brownie points with your white neighbor Charlotte over here. But I need you to realize how quick she threw her Latino housekeeper and her son under the bus to protect herself. And she'll do the same to you at the next HOA meeting or something. And to a Latina housekeeper and her son that this happened to, I'm sorry. And it's been reported that Charlotte here tried to get you to come back to work. Don't do it. You deserve better.
You telling me that we got it easy? Look, I showed this to you guys before. Remember the eagle? It was actually originated by who? The Hittites. Man, for real, right? Who the hell are you guys, man?
Who are you?
You guys brought idolatry. You guys brought sacrificing of children. You guys brought a couple of these things here. I'm gonna show you, and these are facts. And it is what it is because there's nobody out there pushing this as much as you guys are. And this to me sounds like Sodom again. I'm telling you, man, the Amorites were destroyed. Sodom was destroyed. Rome was destroyed. And now who? Who's here? Everywhere you guys go, this happens.
Mama, please don't you cry, I'm sorry. I just call sometime, I'll be home.
I was about this big, about yay small, about this young, about yay tall. I didn't have a daddy, so I wish I had a brother too. Not every day was easy with my sister and my mother. So grandpa was my daddy, then my grandpa went to his. I had so many questions and I'm pretty sure. But now you're gone, yes I have to find myself. I was a little different, not like anybody else. For example, society told me I should date ladies. Well, I was dating ladies, I was chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, and I was checking all the straight boys outside my school, and I...
You think we'll ever have a gay rap artist?
Maybe one day, but that's like, why does that shit matter?
I know.
Like, if he want to fuck dudes or whatever, why does that matter? Like, why do we care?
I've never figured that out.
That's so fucking crazy, right?
It matters because we care, family. Because that shit is perverted. And it entangles a lot of people as soon as it traps that spirit If you are tempted by those particular spirits, family, I'm sure they're hard to battle. I don't want to say I wish I had experience on it, but I got a brother that suffers from it. Amos 1:3, 1:13. Let me go to the point. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of the children of Ammon, don't think we forgot about you. You'll be next. Right now I'm targeting the white and black fake Jews. And for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because ye have ripped up the women with child of Gilead, and that they might enlarge their borders. Let me read verse 10. But I will send fire on the walls of Tyrus. So one West likes to say, oh, this is a white man, because of verse 26 or 28, right? I'll show you. Which shall devour the palace thereof. Thus say the Lord, for the transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and in his anger did tear perpetually, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Forever, family. Let me go back to this real quick. Where are you at? I had you earlier. Let me go back 6 and 8. It says here, thus say the Lord, for the transgressions of Gaza, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away the captives because they carried away captive the whole captivity, to deliver them up to Edom. You were the right-hand man of the white man. Once you lost Grenada, they took over, and you sold us out. And then they, after 1865, sold your asses out. That's what you're griped about. We on to you. But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palace thereof. And I will cut off the inhabitants of Ashdod. Listen, Ashdod family, I'm going to show you right now. Who these guys are. So if you see this right here, that we're like, our children were messing around with Ashdod, people of Ashdod, it's because Ashdod is related to who? It's a city, but in that city, the inhabitants were Philistines. The 5 Philistine cities. Be unto you, Canaan. And him that holdeth the scepter from Ascalon, I will turn my hand against Ekron, and the remnant of the Philistines shall perish, saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remembered not the brotherly covenant. So I do believe you guys had some contact with us. I believe it. And you broke that treaty. You were getting gold from us, and you broke it because you're not trustworthy at all. At all. I'm almost done, brother. I'm almost done, man. Let me go to this real quick, and then I'm gonna be finishing it off. Here, Ezekiel 23. I'm sorry, 23, 28. This is where they say that it's the white man. Verse 2, son of man, say unto Prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man, and not God. Thou that settest thine heart as the heart of God. They say that's the white man, but that's not true, because if you look at you for what you are, and what you push then, and what you push now, and that your pride don't let you go. Your pride has deceived you. Your pride has deceived you. Look at that eagle, family. That's a black man. Okay? Look at that eagle, family. That's a black man in power. All right? Watch this real quick. Look at that. I am God, and I sit at the seat of God. These are imageries, family. They wanted to mimic God, be like God. Look at that. I sit at the seat of God. This is you. This is your imagery. You see yourself as God or gods. I've seen your videos. Your pride has deceived you. Look at these crosses all over this picture, man. This Christian stuff here. And you're saying now that y'all are Israelites? Where are your fringes, Ak? Look at this. This is Christianity right here. Look at that Christianity right there. Christianity right there. So you can't go to Deuteronomy anymore. Look, you pride yourself as a God. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that can hide from thee. This isn't talking about the white man. This is talking about you guys. You're not fools at all. With thy wisdom and thine understanding hast thou gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, meaning slaves, thou hast increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore, thus say the Lord God, because thou hast set thy heart as the heart of God. Behold, therefore, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. This is when all the Caucasian race came against you guys. That's when you fell. That's when Granada fell. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and shall die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the seas, because you guys were never taken in the ships as slaves. We were forced in those ships as slaves. You Canaanites have nautical experience being on ships. We didn't. When we were taken to these scattered abroad areas, our people died, and you threw us overboard. I have proof. We have classes. I showed them. This isn't the white man doing this to you guys. This is you. You're gonna die. Okay, it says here, you're gonna die by several nations. All right, watch this. They shall bring thee down to the pit, like they did to us. Took us under shipboards, right? What you say happened to you, but it never did. And and thou shalt die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the sea. Now, family, I know it's late, and I don't know if I'll be able to find that part, but let me see if I can. And please be very patient with me, because it is a highlighted page, and it's coming from the book. I'm thinking, can't remember. Hold on, give me a second, and I think we'll finish it with that and just a couple more scriptures, and that's it. I promise, man. Give me like maybe 20 minutes more of your time. Maybe you max that, okay? Because I'm hot too, and I'm hanging in there, family. This is my sacrifice for y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is good food to eat, man. I want you guys to be really, really rooted, bro. You guys haven't been fed serious food, bro. You guys haven't been taught. You haven't been told how difficult it's been for our gente. They're telling us, look, they're doing what the white Israelis do. They put it in your face, right? They put it in your face, so then you get. It's called subliminal messaging. See, they say, "Oh no, a new language, a new nation, a new God, and all these things, a new religion that we didn't know Christianity." That's a lie. That's a cross right there. Look, this is you guys mimicking God and the Most High and the saints. Look at this. This is you guys. These are your paintings. You showed us this. Look at all these crosses. Nobody pays attention to the crosses, but you only look at the skin and the beard and the afro. Oh, supposedly, this guy don't have an afro. All I see is idolatry. Look, you see that here? Listen, this is why I'm telling you, family. Right here, I'm glad I found it. Well, this is not one of them, but I think it's let's see, clouds. We have witnesses of a cloud. Hold on a second. Here it goes. Watch this. Wherefore seeing, Hebrews 12:1, wherefore seeing we also are encompassed about with such a great cloud of witnesses, meaning our forefathers, right, who is watching above us, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which does easily beset us. Let us run with patience the race that is set before us. But the important thing is, wherefore seeing we also are encompassed about with so great of a cloud of witnesses. Look at that. They sit at the seat of God, thinking they are God, acting like they're God, thinking they know more than God, but you're only heathens. Ezekiel 28:2. I'll read it to you guys. The Son of Man, say unto the Prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit at the seat of God, right here, in the midst of the seas, in the isles of Spain, in Tarshish. Yet thou art a man, and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. And listen, family, these guys knew the whole time who we were and that we were here. And they saved it for the last minute. And now, just like in Canaan, they're trying to take your heritage. But this time they're doing it in a very interesting way. They want you close to them. As long as you're submissive to them, they keep your spirit asleep. I'm telling you, family, you will never be fully rooted in those camps. I don't care what you tell me. Unless you're one of them. If you're one of them, then you're in the right place. But if you're not, you'll never be rooted. It'll never happen. You'll always be in doubt. There'll always be questions. You'll always look at these pictures of black people and you'll look at yourself in the mirror and you'll say, but I ain't black. I mean, shit, man. Some of you men will probably be dumb enough to look at your tenders and be like, hey, well, that's black or that's brown. Maybe I am. That's how dumb our people can be. But I'm telling you right now that that's not going to root you, and you will burn. And the time will come where these One West indoctrinators are going to go full on BHI. They're doing it in your face right now. IUIC, all they do is put AI pictures of black folks, black women, black children. You men that are marrying some of these girls because you want your melanin back, or you women that are marrying some of these men because you think God is going to embrace you, that is psychological warfare. That is destroying you. Look, I sit at the seat of God, right? Acting like a cloud of witnesses. See this? Look at this cross, fam. This is you guys. You weren't keeping the laws. If you weren't keeping the laws, then God wouldn't be dealing with you like Judith 5 says. But I guess maybe you guys want to really believe that shit, man. I'm trying to look for the page, okay? I'm also thinking as I'm talking, family. I'm not necessarily a multitasker per se, but I can kind of hold a few thoughts as I'm speaking. Let me see real quick, okay? Oh, look. Amazing 100 facts about Negro book. In 1860, there were almost 500,000 free Negroes in the United States. Some of them owned slaves. The tax returns of Charleston, South Carolina for 1860 showed 112 Negro slaveholders with 390 slaves. The Negro slaveholders, like the white ones, fought to keep their chattel in the Civil War. I don't know what to tell y'all. For me, this is fun. For me, this is fun. Hey, listen, family. You got to love our people, man. This is my family right here. Not that one. That's my stuff here. But look, why are they overlooking these things? These are in pyramids over there. And when you look at dead skin tone, you see my son. He's the one with autism. He's older now. You see this brother right here. You see these brothers right here. They don't look African. I know you black people like to say they're black people, but they're not. They don't look black at all, Africanoid or anything. See that skin tone? That's my brother-in-law right there. See, that's called Rudy. This is Rudy right here. Okay? That's Rudy right here. As I'm going through, give me a second. I want to show you guys the one with the wine, because I know that you haven't been shown that. One West likes to say, oh, look, give me that book. Yeah, see, they sold our people with wine. Hey, prior to 1865, what's your history, Black Americans? Antebellum? Miscegenation? Yeah. You guys had it really good. Look at this. Are you telling me this is righteous? This isn't righteous, family. Look, this is the Moors. These are Africans, right? Or black people. The black people from America, they say these are their people. The Black Virgin Mary with Black Jesus. Look at that. Look at the cross. Apostle Andrew, the first. Apostle Andrew with a cross? Look at the cross. You can't. I don't know how long you're gonna continue with this. I mean, I don't know. I know eventually the wheels of fire will fall off. The wheels of fire. I know they'll fall off. I'm looking for it, fam. But eventually. Oh, wait, hold on. Is this it? Give me a second. I'm looking for the ship part. Always supply natives hurt so many cast wolves, kill slow chairs, other takes dogs. Hunting. No, that's not it. Give me a second, family. I mean, obviously, if you guys gotta go, you guys gotta go, you know. I get it. But I'm gonna keep looking for this page. And then I think that'll be pretty good enough. Pretty good enough, you know. And I don't know why it's not here. Oh, I think I know why. Let me bring this out real quick. And maybe it'll be somewhere up here. Matter of fact, I got a better way. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Give me a second. I got about 794 pictures, fam. Okay. All right, watch this. All right, all the way back. Okay. I go all the way back. So give me a second. Let me look for it here because I don't want to do it while I'm there. I'll get distracted. Where are you? No, that's not it. Oh, wait, maybe. Oh, that's not it. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm still here. I think this is it. No, that's not it. This is it. Tenscape. Down the messed up. No. I'm coming close to it. Oh, watch, man. I'm coming close to it. For Spaniards, walked the change with command unknown language interpretation of Spanish can be described in the understanding language. People apply carry that go fast. Skin Indian, 6 others spilling the various for come sees kidnapped man in the first book currently into that something exotic beast. Indian Spain. Give me a second. It's not it either. Is this the one? Nope. Is this it? Nope. Nope. I really want to show this because watch this. For you guys that don't know about this scripture, the Abels, let me show you. I'm sorry, Joel. You see Joel? So we're in this book, family, in case you guys never seen it. Joel 3. It says here, verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Right? Okay. So this is from this book here. Right? Here. Oh my God, I just missed it. Oh, yeah. Where are you, man? I just had it. Gosh darn, bro. Come on, man. Be smart. Oh, this is really annoying me, family. I just had it right now. Hold on. Why is it skipping these things now? Hold on, family. Oh, all right. So check this out. Okay. So let me go back. Matter of fact, since I'm going back and forth, I apologize. So let's go here first. All right. Let me not lose y'all because I did say that. And I apologize. Ezekiel 28 says here, right here. They shall 28:8. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Okay. In the midst of the seas. This is from Pestilence. I'm sorry, from American Holocaust, page 67. No one knows what happened to those 600 or leftover natives who were enslaved on the admiral's orders by whomever wanted them, or the 400 or so who fled in terror and their abandoned infants. But by the time Columbus shipped entered the waters outside Spain, of the 550 captured Indians, he took with him 200. I'm sorry, the 550 captured Indians he took with him, 200 had died. Says Queno, We cast them into the sea. We cast them into the sea. When they reached Cadiz, half of the remaining of 350 slaves were sick and dying. Only a few relatives survived much longer. Have you ever seen movies or anything remotely saying that our people were on ships being thrown overboard? No. Why? Why? Why is One West hard on not letting our people know who they are? Why is it difficult for you guys not to embrace it and say, listen, you guys need to actually learn these things because you are the people? No, you want to destroy our people. You want to not feed them the right food, the right knowledge, the right understanding, the right way to root themselves. Watch this, okay? Is this it? Hold on. Oh, here it goes. Sold in for wine. Look, this is it right here. Joel 3, fam. It's right here. Joel 3:3. And they have cast lots for my people. And I've given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Bartolomé de las Casas, page 48. And in many ships they came to the smell and fame of the slaves. He sent them off filled with people. And they were sold for wine and oil and vinegar and for bacon and for shirts and other clothing and for horses and for what he and they had need of and for sex. Little girls, you white and you black folks. Yeah, that was you guys. It wasn't just white people. And it says, for what he had need of according to his judgment and as he saw fit. He would offer up 50 and 100 maidens, one or more lovely appearances than the next, that each man might choose one in exchange for an arroba of wine or oil or vinegar or for a ham. And the same with a well-disposed boy between 100 and 200 to be chosen for another such sum. A well-disposed boy, that means you excuse my language, you damn sodomites, man. You raped our little children. And you know what's so funny, family? There's the one nation of people that really does this a lot in jail to each other. Show you so you can see. Y'all think I'm lying. No, I'm not lying. I'm not lying at all. I'm not lying one bit. Let me see if I can find it real quick for you. I keep saying we're going to finish, but, it leads me to another point, and another point, and another point, And it's painful, to be honest, when I watch these things, and it's called bitter wisdom, family. And I'm not teaching you guys these things to generate hate and go and do something stupid. No, I'm showing you guys that collectively we went through this together. And you guys need to have more compassion for your people. Because all of this so-called history of slavery, it was all psychologically to prep you, to feel sorry for them. To think that, they got it worse than you. You should feel bad for them. Now they feel they have the right to tell you to get the fuck out of here. That you're an illegal alien. That you don't belong here. Why? Because your dumbasses believed in this stupid sympathy. You really drank the Kool-Aid. You really think that these are the people of the book. They created a history to match a Bible to then call it prophecy. But there's nothing prophetic that they brought out. Nothing at all. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing at all whatsoever. Let me read that to you, bro. Let me read that to you. Deuteronomy 20. And it goes like this, 16 through 18. But of the cities of these people, which the Lord thy God doth give thee for an inheritance, thou shalt save alive nothing that breatheth, but thou shalt utterly destroy them, namely the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hittites, and the Jebusites, as the Lord thy God had commanded thee. We didn't listen, did we? That they teach you not to do after their abominations, which they have done unto their gods. So they should ye sin against the Lord your God. The Lord your God. Yeah, it's been put to sleep in a while for a while, bro, and they don't want you to know. Yeah, man. All from the old world are in cahoots against our people, brother. It's painful. Hey, man, Messi, you know that Guti fool came back? So he was saying something about, like, he wasn't even watching the class, apparently, but he wanted to come and talk crap, you know? And I'm like, all right, stick around. Hopefully my brother Messi will come in and smash you. Like, just stick around. Don't say nothing. Just say, here, I'll jump on, hit the link. He never did. He never did, bro. But I appreciate your support, man. Everybody here, no matter who you are, man. All you brothers and sisters, man. If I haven't given name individually, my apologies, all right? But I do say shalom sincerely. I do say shalom sincerely. Let me go back to this. I think I have one more, and then that's it. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Let me do it with this real quick. I'm sorry, family. I had this and I almost forgot it. Okay, cool. Sounds good. And then I'll show you guys some videos, and the rest of it, we're done. I think we're done. Okay, cool. Jeremiah chapter 47, verse 4. It reads, because of the day that cometh to spoil all the Philistines, and to cut off from Tyrus and Zidon every helper that remaineth. For the Lord will spoil the Philistines, the remnant of the country of Kaphir. Kaphir, man. Give them work, Karna. Shalom. All right, bro. See you, man. Anyways, I'm done. Let me see what I got here. The videos. Hold on a second here real quick. Let me see what I got. Somebody sent me some stuff I need to show. Let me see here. Chat. Julio. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I saw that one actually, man. I think we had enough of that. Here, I want to show this. I showed you guys before this, you know. But I really watch this. Look at this guy. You see? So they're battling with a brother here from. Oh shit! My bad. My bad, family. Ah, man, I just want to show it. It's all good. Debunking the Black Hebrew. Oh, that's right. This is it right here. My bad. Okay, here it goes. So again, man, we take all comers. But look at this idiot here. Apparently, this guy is really on a high horse. He's like pushing dumb videos. And
to be free and flexible and creative was really.
A lot of these Black Americans, they really believe him. Look, he's got 80 subscribers, 1,000 likes, 1,600K. Black Indians, like, watch this real quick, okay? I really, man, you Black folks, man, you guys are a joke. Honestly.
Essential to what I wanted to make, and I didn't find a platform that.
All right, y'all. Halito, Grand Rising, Grand Elevations to all the Copper Color Aborigines. Listen, I'm only doing this.
All right, first of all, do these people look like African Americans, regardless of the color? No, they don't. You guys don't have that nose. You guys have flat noses. You can't go use the Olmec head and then use this. But let's go.
Because I was begged to do it. I was literally begged by hundreds of people to do this. All right. I'm going to prove to you that the Mayans were Negroes. Watch this. I'm going to do it. I'm nipping it in the bud. This is my last time doing this. So watch this, y'all. This.
Hey, Messi, if you're still there, look what he brings up, bro. Ivan Van Sertima. Oh, God. Dear Jesus. And how many ignoramuses follow this guy? Almost 80,000, 16,000 views. Man, I'm loving every bit of this. Thank you. 1,000 likes. Oh, but don't forget to give money. Y'all are dumb. They just want your money, bro.
This book is called They Came Before Columbus. Watch this. It says it should be mentioned in this connection that the serological surveys of the Lacandon Indians, the most secluded of the Maya tribes. This is the most secluded Mayan tribe in American history. These people have virtually no contact with the outside.
So basically, family, what they're trying to do now is, since One West doctrine is going to fall, now they're trying to say that they're the natives. One West didn't work. Black Hebrew Israelism is not working. So in the midst of all of this, these higher powers, these principalities that we fight against, now they're creating another genre. But the whole entire time, don't lose track. Let me just say this. Don't lose track. At the end of the day, whose heritage are they trying to steal yours? Look, it says, Britain's, look, matter of fact, let him read it. And I don't know why he's not seeing this. The Maya dialect, like the Quechua dialect of Yucatan, the Zapotec language, and the Nahua language, to show that some foreign groups passing through this linguistic diverse but are geographically close people. Do any of you negros speak this language? You negros up here in the north? No. Do you guys eat corn? Do you guys eat grasshopper? Is tortillas part of your diet? Huh? Do you know about harvesting? Do you know about construction? I've never seen one group of contractors that were all black, first of all. Never. And I've never known of black people eating tortillas, unleavened bread, or corn. No, you guys eat chitlins, pork, potatoes, yams, collard greens, watermelon, or chicken, traditional. I don't see no diet of the Americas in your diet. There is no Willie Lynch. So now that we know that Willie Lynch is a freaking lie, do you really think we're going to believe you guys now? There's absolutely no way we're going to believe anything you say. You establish your doctrine on sand. And because of that, you're not gonna withstand. So now you want to say that, oh, look, we got the DNA. Listen, try to take it. And you guys, honestly, all you find is these books here in America. Do you guys don't read Spanish? There is tons of material in Mexico, in Central, in South America, and in Spain in Spanish. But no, you guys run to this white black man, because that's what Arvin Sertima is. He's half white and half black. You run to him. Or you run to the white man book to prove you're us. Let's go. And then that's it. I'm done after this.
Outside world. All right. Watch this. Let's jump down. It says Negroid characteristics have been found in their blood, although they have not been known to mix with outsiders in post-Columbian times. You see,
and family, you see how this is a lie? It says they have not been known to mix with outsiders in post-Columbian times. What are you talking about, man? You were kidnapping all women under the Partis Sequitur Ventrum law, up until then, and you passed that law to enslave our women. And you're saying that we had no mixture with you? And then there's an actual report that shows that the natives had slaves with African features. Yeah. So those Africans had those other Africans? A brother from Los Indios Somos Israelitas brought that out. That the Mexica, I don't know what tribe, Maya tribe, I believe. No, the tribe in Peru. They had black slaves. African-looking people as slaves. So if there's any contact migration of any sort, we were smacking y'all around. That's why you never came directly. If you knew we were already here, why didn't you come before 1492? Because you couldn't handle it. Ox. And I mean that as an animal, not as a brother. Let's go.
It is, they have not been known to mix with people in post-Columbia. Post-Columbia, that means after. So that means before Columbus, they had this Negro characteristics in their blood. All right? It's clear. Watch this. It says, Dr. DeGaray's report includes, among other things, a reference to sickle cell, a malaria-resistant mutant gene usually found only in the blood of Black people. You see that? That is the characteristic that was found in their blood. But watch this. Just in case you don't believe that, let's get another source. This is an article on the Lacandon Mayans and how they were tested. It says, as a part of a larger project to study the distribution of hereditary factors in the blood of American Indians in Middle and South America, blood specimens were obtained from 1,089 Maya Indians. Of these, 94 specimens were from Lacandon Indians in the Chiapas rainforest. When these specimens were tested for various blood group antigens, it became apparent that there were certain differences in the distribution of the factors among the Lacandon as compared to other Maya Indians in Chiapas, Mexico, and Guatemala. It says the purpose of this paper is to present some of these differences to prefer. It says no one doubts today that European bacteria and viruses had a ruinous effect on the Americas. So too did African diseases like what? Malaria. It didn't say Native American. It said African diseases. I'm only using this term African so you know who we talking about.
Hey fam, do you guys understand what this guy's talking about? So he takes a little portion that has nothing to do with Black people, doesn't say it. And this says, no one doubts today that European bacteria and viruses had a ruinous effect on the Americas. So too did African disease like malaria and yellow fever when they arrived, meaning dumbass Black man. That's what you are, because I'm going to call you that, because you're pretty dumb. The Africans came with smallpox. Hold on.
Gotcha, bitch. Gotcha, bitch. Gotcha, bitch.
And they infected all of Mexico.
Gotcha, bitch. Gotcha, bitch.
And a lot of us people died. The question is inevitably raises as to whether there were any corresponding lethal infections in America, payback, consequent, conquer. The question is inevitable arises as to whether there were any correspondingly lethal infections from the Americas. Payback to the conquistadors. One candidate was long nominated syphilis. One candidate was long ago nominated syphilis. Well, what can we say? I wish this guy really knew what he was talking about, but he doesn't. And I think we're done. So family, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate y'all very much. I just want to show you the stupidity of this guy. And then if you want to know what he looks like this dude here.
All right, so the next one we're going to watch is from legendary rapper KRS-One. Watch this.
United States. We were already here from like 50,000 years ago. We were first called Native Americans. We were called indigo. This is where you get the word Indian from. It's not from the word indigenous. It's from the word indigo. That was the color of the people that they first saw. The original human beings were blue-black.
You see that? He said we was already here from like 50,000 years ago. We were first called Native Americans.
Oh, I think I'm too tired now to even respond to this. Look, I'll show you this real quick. I know I said I was gonna go, but I want to show you this real quick. Watch this. Hey, never again will your family. 100 years.
Let's listen to this real quick, okay? And then I'll call it. I'm just gonna give it about 5 minutes. I want to just touch on this, all right, fam? And then we'll call it a night, all right?
We haven't had the Bible. Luckily, all praises to the Most High, we're starting to see our book for the first time. The last 20 years, maybe 50. And it's not because of you, West Coast, One West, or Wobbles, not at all. This has been going on already in Central America. It had to develop. And it took the particular people to wake the hell up at that time to start setting the pieces together. There are Psalms that were directly plagiarized from Egyptian texts. Yeah, hold on, let me continue. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So let's continue before I move on to this from this chapter. Do not follow the majority when they do wrong or when they give testimony that perverts justice. Why? Because you don't give people the sole truth of the word. You see, you're supposed to give the whole truth and let people digest that. And if it's bitter, it's bitter. That's the way it works. You're not here to be a respecter of person, which is one of my topics. I think let me see. Yeah. It's just common sense, guys. Do not spread false rumors. First of all, this is a false rumor, okay? So whoever you are, and you know what, man? Shame on you, so-called scholars, Black American scholars, you so-called great people of Harvard, because they use this book to sell you the great debate. Make sure that you get the biggest, strongest. As a matter of fact, let's check it in. See, this is so emotional. This is so moving. This is so important to us. This is the reason why in America. This is why we need reparations. Because the white folks did this. Listen, family. This is supposedly of a man in 1930s, okay? A professor in Harvard. The tricky thing is that he says this supposedly in the movie. They're portraying that this is a true story. Supposedly he quotes this book in the movie, considering that era, 1930, right? Funny part is that this book was not found until 1970 somewhere, and then it wasn't uploaded until 1990 in the Gopher server, which nobody really knows who it's coming from. Okay, now when you look at the book, 1712, the writing in the book is absolutely not from that time. So how does this man of 1930s get a book from the 1712s that wasn't printed until 1970 that somehow, some way showed up in 1990? It's called propaganda. Let's go.
We're trying to get to know each other, Mr. Lowe.
I was trying to get to know you, Mr. Tulsa.
Thank you, brother.
I'm not the one on the debate team.
Are we not engaged in a debate right now?
All right. I'll take the affirmative. Take the meanest, most restless nigger. Strip him of his clothes in front of the remaining male niggers, female niggers, and nigger infants. Tar and feather him. Tie each leg to a horse facing in opposite direction, set him on fire, and beat both horses until they tear him apart in front of the male, female, and nigger infants. Bullwhip and beat the remaining nigger males within an inch of their life. Do not kill them, but put the fear of God in them, for they can be useful for future breeding. Anybody know who Willie Lynch was? Anybody? Raise your hand. No one? He was a vicious slave owner in the West Indies. The slave masters in the colony of Virginia were having trouble controlling their slaves, so they sent for Mr. Lynch to teach them his methods. The word lynching came from his last name.
Emily, that's another really really ridiculous statement that he said. So check it, fam. I'm going to show you this and then we'll finish it, okay? I promise. This is Wikipedia. You guys can look at it other ways, but it's pretty simple. You're gonna find the same thing. The Willie Lynch speech, also known as the Willie Lynch letter, is an address purportedly delivered by Willie Lynch to an audience on the bank rivers of James River in Virginia, 1712, regarding the cotton control of slaves with the colony. 1712. Now, the reputed author identifies himself as the master of modest plantation in the British West Indies, who was summoned to the Virginia colony by local slave owners to advise them on the problem they have been managing their slaves. Now, I want to tell you that in Virginia, the first slave owners were black. So, yeah, swallow that pill. All right. So, apparently, this is from 1912. And it says here, now, Willie Lynch, forward, attached to some online versions of the speech, credit the narrator's name as a source of the terms lynching or lynch law, despite the narrator specifically advocating against, despite the narrator, meaning Willie Lynch, specifically advocating against lynching. A man named William Lynch did indeed claim to have originated the term during the American Revolution War, but he was born in 1742, 30 years after the alleged delivery of the speech. A document published in Southern Literacy Messenger in 1836 was proposed Willie Lynch as the originator of lynch law may have been a hoax perpetrated by Edgar Allan Poe. After a better document, early use of term law lynch comes from Charles Lynch, a Virginia justice. Now, check this out. Look who pushed this book. Look who pushed this idea. Nation of Islam, Farrakhan. 1 Million Man March. He pushed it. The first inauguration of George Bush. Somebody pushed it. Ving's Rams, character, the animal movie. They pushed it then. Malcolm X pushed it then. Denzel Washington in The Great Debater pushed it then. Talib Kweli, Mos Def, Exhibit, Kendrick Lamar, Wu-Tang, Nas, Dirty Go, and probably KRS-One. You guys are all in it. Now, you want us to believe? You who has not proven to be honest since the beginning. So I'll say this. Willie Lynch was supposedly written in 1712. The movie was filmed in 1990, okay? And the guy supposedly that quoted this in 1930, so to speak, was a Harvard teacher, a drama teacher. But this book wasn't printed or officially available until 1970. And then it was released in the Gopher server in 1990. And then you see a lot of this publicity. And no one can confirm that it's a legitimate book. So, I don't know. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stick around for at least 5 minutes. There you go. There's the link. Somebody wants to come on and say I'm a liar, prove me wrong. Don't come and yell. Don't come and cuss. Don't come and scream. Say, I have proof that we're not them because of this. Or I have proof that we weren't black conquistadors. Or maybe some of you wobbles, man. Come on board. I'd love to talk to you guys. Because every book that you find, I read and I laugh at you. I don't even want to go to TikTok because it's a waste of energy. It's just a game for y'all. So let me let's see. I put it at that 23,409, 42. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you guys a couple minutes, see how things are going. But other than that, I mean, again, if nobody comes on, it's all good. Shalom, family. I appreciate you guys, you sisters as well. Let me read this to you on the bottom. Message to all my brothers. Victory comes through faith in the Most High, or Yahweh, and obedience to his word, rather than through numerical superiority or military might. So if when you brothers are being told, I don't see you guys waking up, that's not the way the show works. It's only 144. You guys can look all the part. You guys can be all the part. But remember, that the wheat and the tares, which one grows faster and which one grows bigger and which one is easier to see? The tares, the tares, the tares. So I guess nobody wants to come on board. You guys are more than what you want to say. What's up? You want to say shalom? I'm not. It don't have to be a debate. You could just, I like what you said, or hey man, can you tell me, ask me a question or something? I don't know who this brother is. IOCK, Israelite only camp killer. Oh, Israelite only. I don't know what that means. This is not a BHI, bro. And honestly, we're not even a so-called LHI, Latinos only. Nah, man, I don't go there because we got brothers in all places. Right now, I'm trying to build with a brother in Ethiopia, and several brothers here, not locally, say, but in America, and in Mexico too, and in Aruba, and then down in Peru. I'm doing my best, and in New York and in Texas. You guys have no clue the work that I'm putting in, and I don't have to show it. All praises to the Most High, brother, man, for the truth that springs forth from the earth. Shalom, Israel, man. I appreciate you, bro. All right, man. So then I'm gonna call it a night. I got a good song for you though. I know you guys don't like some of these songs, bro, but I'm gonna play this one, man, because I really like what it says, and it's a perfect thing. The group is called. My bad. Hold up. All right, the group is called Somos Edu and Ponco Comite Poco Flow. All right, I'm not gonna play the video, but I will play the music. All right, fam. So appreciate you all. Again, please hit the link or whatever you guys do, however you guys call it. Push this message forward. Post it on your Facebook. Facebook blocked me, so they won't see my feed until like the very bottom. So if you guys can push this on your Facebook feed, that'd be great. Try to suggest it to more brothers and sisters. Look, fam, right now, this is my lot. This is what the Most High is revealing to me. I do have other things to teach, but this is kind of what's being required of me right now. I am going to lean more. I am going to start kind of giving more understanding on the New Testament because a lot of brothers are being confounded by it. And I totally get it. I get it. But anyhow, all right. So nobody's coming on. Okay. You guys take care. Love your family, man. I really do mean that. And I mean it in a brotherly way of someone that fulfills the laws. Okay. So other than that, man, let me go ahead and do this. You guys have a great night. Shalom, family. Shalom.
Yo, somos lo que somos la esperanza del pueblo. Somos estos locos que pactaron con su suelo. Somos el sabor amargo de la indiferencia. Somos la sangre de Argueda marcando la diferencia. Somos la ternura de tu agua, somos lumpen. Somos guerrilleros con poemas, no preocupen. Somos el conducto de tu voz a causa de la indignación cuando el patrón al peón solo lo escupe. Somos Condor Canqui, somos Vallejo y Eguren. Somos en la mauta, no esperes que te aseguren. Somos asentamiento humano, somos la barriada trabajando en ella misma, no importa que nos censuren. Somos Cueto el Nene, somos Chumpita Choblitas. Somos la cantuta, la historia que decapitan. Somos el sueldo mínimo en quincena, mi cumpita. Somos golpe inexorable que rompe lo que limita. Somos toda la América y también hijos de África. Somos la familia pobre por culpa de fábrica. Somos el amor perdido de tu Dios bendito. Somos esa consecuencia de vivir en su retórica. Somos hijos de un país enfermo sin seguro. Vemos quiénes somos y matamos el futuro. A punto de una embolia se encuentra la Pachamama porque sabe quiénes somos y sigue tan inmaduro.
Seguro que por oro se olvidaron quiénes son. Seguro les fatiga la cultura en la nación. Seguro están queriendo, seguro están anhelando que le ponga precio a rap y que no cumpla su función. Seguro que por oro se olvidaron quiénes son. Seguro les fatiga la cultura en la nación. Seguro están queriendo, seguro están anhelando que le ponga precio a rap y que no cumpla su función.
Mejor seamos lo que apagan la televisión. Claro, somos Yunza, Tupamonte y Aguar Fiesta, la Candelaria y Paucar, la magia de la sierra. Somos el San Juan en junio, somos Motupe en septiembre. Somos increíbles, pero dime, ¿somos libres? Firme no lo creo, primo, me apena y me río de esta fiesta falsa enardecida en el mes frío. De ese 28 no conozco independencia, solo gasto innecesario, 100.000 deudas y un resfrío. Somos el residuo de una sociedad clonada, la hambruna, el desempleo, pobreza aglutinada. Somos el resultado de la educación de prensa, de esa mugre información de firme mal proporcionada. Somos resultado del cruel pasado atroz, mi bro. Somos responsables del futuro venidero y yo sigo creyendo que no somos esto es guerra ni combate, mejor seamos lo que apaguen la televisión. Somos más que el boom gastronómico huevón, somos más que el cevichito elaborado por Gastón. Somos Choropampa que no olvida su mercurio, somos ese poblador que ha defendido su cosmovisión. Así que dile a Curio que no somos su inversión, así que dile a Curio que no somos su inversión, así que dile a Curio que no somos su inversión, así que dile a Curio que no somos su inversión. Somos 2015 Family Red Comité es poco flow. Quema Pum falla.
Ical. Ical. Hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.